All right, so breaking news. We found Brandon Davis. He's no longer missing, and we got him.
I think this is like the third reschedule or something
It's
like that.
close. Yeah, well, the first one I was completely blindsided by, and then the second one I think was my fault, right? Maybe I rescheduled. Or no, this is the first one.
I think it was only just the one. I think we scheduled it, and then I disappeared.
Oh, no, I
and-
talked
and
about
you
it for like
thought-
three episodes.
Yeah, you thought I was beefing with you.
I didn't know, dude. I
'Cause
thought I got
'cause I-
blocked. I got, I
Dude,
didn't know.
to be honest, a lot of people at first did think that too, because I was like in the middle of like a million conversations, especially with a bunch of girls, and
As one does.
and then I just went dark. So it was like everybody was like, "Oh, like
You got a girlfriend.
or like did I piss him off? Like
he doesn't like us anymore.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, welcome back.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, because on like a few episodes after that we were like, because it was the DVD one at that day that we like last moment we were like, okay, let's do that one. Then like the first minute.
Yeah, we had to
in,
reschedule, and I called in Brian. And, yeah.
They came in clutch, but it was like the first minute in, we were like, well, you're not Brandon, but like
Definitely not Brandon.
definitely not.
All right,
Brandon.
so listen, we got Brandon Davis from
Everything.
Therefore I Am, Lions, Vanna, Ngulu. Keep going. Where am I? Fever 333. Yeah.
333 in spirit.
In Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also Vanna.
known
Yeah.
skater.
Yeah,
Lighthouse Skatepark. What's up with that?
Lighthouse. Due to gentrification, we've had to move
Again.
3 times now, or technically 2 times, but we're in our third home.
So what's your like affiliation with that? Are you like you are a part owner? Or you
I
just
am
kinda
the
like,
owner.
oh, the owner.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
the
the
lighthouse.
Sweet.
I'm the light.
All right.
actually.
I'm the
I'm
the
a
light.
beacon of
I am
of
God.
light. Actually, yeah, the park is made in my likeness.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
great.
I'm wonderful.
I am Jesus.
So yeah, so
pretty
it's
sick.
just like the story behind the park was in 2020. Obviously, we had the pandemic, and everybody was looking for places to skate, and there was this random skate park that kind of popped up out of nowhere on Instagram. I would just see clips of people there, and I'm like, what is this random skate park like in Pawtucket, Rhode Island?
You're like, I'm gonna buy that.
And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? We'll get to that part. But, I started asking questions, and I looked it up, and I saw the address, and there just wasn't a lot of information about it. So I'm like, I'm just going to go down there. So I went down there, and there were 2 people in the park alone skating. They looked super sketched out by me. And the reason why was because they booked a private session. So they had rented the park for themselves. And it was just a couple. And also, it's COVID. They both had masks on. And, they were just freaked out by a random person. But they were nice. I was like, hey, guys, what's the information about skating here? Like, how did you guys do this? And they're like, oh, there's a website, and you can book a session through the website. And that's what we did.
Because during COVID, you couldn't skate outside.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
You know what it
indoors
was?
with a mask on.
No. It's because it like you do have a point there, but it's because it was winter.
Yeah.
So it was just it's New England. It
Yeah.
actually is too cold to skate outside, so that's why they were there. So that's how I found out about it. And at the time, I actually had my own mini ramp at my house, so I really didn't need a skate park because I would just skate in my garage. And
It only gets you so far.
right, and
Yeah.
so basically on my own, I was like, I want to figure out a way to help this skate park out because they really didn't have a lot of people there. Like, and it's just eventually it would just go away. If there's nobody using it and spending money there, it's going to go away. And I was like, this is a really cool thing. So I reached out to the owner and I got in touch with him. We had like a really good conversation. And I told him, I was like, hey, I would like to donate my mini ramp from my house to your park. I think it would bring in a lot more people. And because there weren't any
That's sick.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, there weren't any real ramps there. And what I mean by that is there were prefab ramps, like the types of ramps that you would maybe buy from Walmart or something. Like there was
like
a lot
the
of
plastic.
Yes,
and,
there was
yeah.
a bunch of plastic ramps in there, and there wasn't anything that like actual skateboarders would be excited about. So I was like, I have this professionally built mini ramp. I can take it apart. I can put it on a truck and I can bring it down there and donate it. And he was like, yeah, like, absolutely.
No, you know what? Now we're good with the
I know,
plan.
right?
We want the 1080
yeah,
ramps.
Yeah, I know, right? So
we have a friend that did similar stuff to that in the Fitchburg skate park.
Okay.
Our buddy Eric, shout out. He literally, nobody was doing anything for it, so he was like, I'm just going to build stuff there on my own.
That's
and just
awesome.
started building.
This is
Talking
outdoor.
about the bike
out
park?
at the Fitchburg skate park.
The cement one?
Yeah.
He didn't build cement.
No, like legit. He's been pouring cement there and building ramps and shit.
Oh, like just more
Like
on
legit.
top of it? I haven't been down there. in a
And
while.
like his own stuff, like rails, everything. Like
Sick.
it's actually pretty cool. But anyway,
Yeah.
you brought a ramp down.
Yeah, so I brought the ramp down there, and I met with the owner, and we just had a really good conversation, and we developed like a good rapport. And so I just started skating there. You know, like I just go down there and skate, and eventually, what ended up happening is, as things started to open back up, like the world started to let up on the COVID restrictions, he needed to go back to his actual job, which he's a teacher. So he approached me and was like, I own this business on paper with my wife. How do you feel about taking over from my wife and being my partner in this business? And because I need to go back to teaching like school. I think he taught middle school or maybe high school or something, but he was like a proper teacher.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, okay, like, you know, do I need to buy into it, or like, what do you, like, I've never done anything like this before. And he was like, well, I need to first have a conversation with my wife. I haven't talked to her about this, but she essentially has been kind of hinting like, you know, we both need to go back to our normal jobs.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is
worth it
something-
anymore.
This is something that we were doing in our downtime to help the community, but we got to go back to work. And so he's like, I'll reach out to you once I talk to my wife. So then he spoke with her, and she was like, let's just sell him the whole business. And so
She was over it.
yeah. And so he was like, yeah, we're going to give you like a number and, you know, and what we need based on, you know, what we spent here and what we've invested. And, you know, so they gave me this number, and honestly, I couldn't afford it. And
It's also a really random big
yeah, I know,
expense,
right?
you know?
First of all, I couldn't afford it.
You're like, I want to do
And-
this, but like,
yeah,
fuck.
and you know, I've never run a proper business before, especially like a brick and mortar, like a real place that people are going to be
Also,
coming to.
Skateboarding doesn't reel in
I
money.
agree.
You know, so.
Yeah, of course. So like, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lowball them to the point to where they're going to be like, that's ridiculous. And then I can just be done with it. And
But
then
then sometimes it backfires.
And it completely backfired. I offered them like pretty much nothing. They were like, that's fine. And I was
have
like,
$3.
yeah, like seriously.
I
And,
have a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I got an EBT card. What do you guys think?
50 cents on the
you
dollar,
know what I
baby.
mean? Yeah,
Deal.
exactly, right? And so, and they were just like, yeah, and I was like, and so
Damn
not
it,
only,
fuck.
not only did they accept my really lowball offer, they also let me pay for it in increments. They didn't ask me for a lump sum.
Damn, you
They
get
were-
on that pay as you go
I could-
plan.
with a business.
They got
right?
you in the Rent-A-Center
Dude,
special.
Yeah, I just, they were just going out of their way to help me. And so, and what was really funny is this whole time I had never met his wife before, or he had talked about his kids and stuff. And when we were doing the actual like exchange, like me signing, taking the business over, his wife and kids finally came. And this guy's like just to give you a description of him, he's like a white man, like just like your average, just probably he
Caucasian.
probably lives next door,
Yeah.
like just a normal,
Yeah.
like
He
regular person.
He
like
eats mayo sandwiches.
yes, like just a normal guy. Like hello, Brandon, how are ya? Like just white, okay.
Put her there, pal.
Okay, yes, like
Oh, fiddlywinks.
and like he's like, oh, my wife's here, and he has a black wife. And I was like, oh.
You're like, fuck yeah.
I'm like, that's why they helped me.
Damn,
I'm like, now I get it. I was like, first of all, I now like this guy more.
That's where the culture comes from.
He's dipping in the chocolate. And I'm like, he's got these beautiful mixed kids. I'm like, okay, man. Hell yeah.
Plot twist.
Right? I'm like, okay. I'm like, now I know what's going on here. You feel bad. I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, so then it just like
it's reparations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I was like, you know what you did.
It's all coming up, Brandon.
Yes, exactly.
Full circle.
And so they just really helped me. And then I just started operating the park, and it was awesome until it wasn't. You know, I ended up running into a bunch of issues with the landlord, where I took over for the guy's name. The old owner's name is Ben. I took over for Ben, and I changed how the skate park functioned. I started building like full on professional ramps in there, and I actually gave away all of the plastic ramps. I gave them away to like kids in the community and stuff. I was like, just come get it. I was like, anybody wants this stuff, like just come get it. And so people would just come every couple of days with a truck and just take it for free. I didn't even sell it. I was like, yo, like just take it.
Yeah.
So I could build real wooden ramps and like make a really cool skate park. And basically the landlord was used to that really low volume of people. Like, remember when I went there were 2 people there? That's what he was used to. And he was happy because he's collecting his money every month and not really having to deal with anything. So I get in there, and all of a sudden, like, there's a different demographic. There's like a bunch of minorities in there, a bunch of hardcore kids. Like, it's starting to look people that look like us.
It looks like a skate park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the landlord
what
was
did he
just
expect,
like,
though?
that's what I'm saying. And so like it just one thing led to another. Like he would just come in there and just make stuff up. He would just be like, "There's too many people in here." There'd be like 30 people.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm running a successful business now. It's crazy.
It's like, it's a 4,000 square foot room. There'd be like 30 skaters in there. Okay. Well behaved, you know, everyone super cordial, having a good time. And the landlord would just come in there and just be like,
project stress.
Yep. Just like what's going on in here? Like, is this a party? I'm like, no, I mean, literally it is a party of people, but like,
for a reason.
What do you mean? Like, he's like, you can't have all these people in here. And I'm like, actually, I can, because the fire department gave me a certificate that says 296 people can be in this room by the law. Mm-hmm. So I can have this many people plus more.
Does that account for lions, though? You know what I mean?
Look, the police department said I could have 200. They didn't give me any guidelines. They said,
I know you want to follow the law.
Of course.
I know.
Dude, I'm a law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean? So, you know, so that was like where the first thing started. Then he started coming in and just nitpicking stuff. Like, why don't people have their shirts on? I'm like, because it's hot and we don't have air conditioning, because you don't, as the landlord, haven't provided that for us. You know, he's like, well, I just think it's inappropriate for people to be skating with their shirts off. And he's like, also, like, why are there older men in here? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I thought the skate park was for kids. I'm like, there's no age limit on skateboarding. I'm like, how do you think I'm supposed to?
I fucking hate this guy.
The worst. Okay, he's awful, and he's like old, and it's like,
if you're a landlord and you're on site, you're automatically wrong.
Awful.
First of all,
it's like
just leave. Go away.
He doesn't live there, and it was just it was awful. He was at the building every day, like that was like his kingdom. He's obsessed with the building. It's like he worked his whole life to just have this building. And so he has it. And so he would just make up reasons to be there doing like fake maintenance and stuff. And he would always mosey on into the skate park, and some days like sort of pretend like he thought it was like a good thing for the community. But then other times it was a nuisance. Like he would just make up depending on his mood.
Depending on the day of how loud he wanted it to be. Yeah.
And then, you know.
Sounds like he took out outside stress.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. So he just like basically. Every day there was a new problem.
You don't got to switch it every time I take a sip, Steve.
Seriously.
Oh.
Right? I got you. Every time.
You had previously commented otherwise.
You wanted sips before, and now you don't want them?
No, it's just like I see it. I can see it now. So every time it's like as soon as I grab my water, boom.
You guys can see it on this?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I'm on you.
I'm paying attention to it just in case it does the wonkiness. So.
Okay.
No, I don't care. I'm just talking shit.
But anyway, old guy really upset, hates you,
Awful.
possibly racist.
And so, yeah. And then I also, dude, for sure racist. You know, so old Jewish white guy. Like, of course he hates me.
That happens.
You know. Also, going into that subject, he was like, there was one point where he was playing the Oppression Olympics with me, which was insane. I couldn't believe it. Okay.
Oppression Olympics is hilarious. Can we just,
bro? It was crazy. He was a full on competition. Like he actually said,
was he like, hey, yeah, Brandon, listen, I know you had it bad, but 6 million.
No,
6 million.
like I'm not, bro. You're not far off.
Oh,
I'm
my
dead
God,
serious.
Dude. They play that card like it still hurts.
Dude, he
Like-
legitimately said to me, I can't even, it's like, it's hard for me to even say this without laughing because it's so insane. He said to me verbatim, I understand your struggles as a black man because I'm Jewish. And he's like, and when I was a kid, I had to deal with Nazis. And I'm like, okay, so you know what it's like to be black. He was like, well, yeah, it's like, you know, it's very similar. And I just was like, I was like, okay, man. And I just walked away.
Just let me skateboard.
I was like,
Nice.
I can't even do this.
how did that even like become a thing that he wanted to talk about?
The building was a split use building. It was half residential and half commercial. So he had 4 like regular human beings just living on the other side of the building. Okay, and
Is that where that stemmed from? All their complaints?
no, there were no. They loved the skate park. Actually, some of those people came to the park. I never had any complaints, like other than from the landlord himself. But he had tenants over there, and because of that, he forced all the businesses to close around 8 or 9, so that they wouldn't be disturbed, which was cool. I understood that, but our side of the building would be closed at that time, so there wouldn't really be any reason for anybody to be over there. So one night, there was a woman who had come to the building to visit somebody who lived in the residential side of the building, and she came after 9. And again, our side, the commercial side of the building was closed, but this woman had never been to the building before, so she was lost, and she was walking around the building looking for her friend's apartment, and the landlord, of course, creepily is just in there patrolling the halls, like should be at home, like on dialysis or something, and is like, you know, just like, hey, who are you? And she's like, whoa, what do you mean, who am I? Who are you? And he's like, well, I've never seen you before, and you're not supposed to be in here. And she was like, I don't know who you are or why you're talking to me or like this, but I'm allowed to be here. I was invited here, and I don't have to tell you who I am. Like, you're not law enforcement. Like, what do you? And he started like, you know, getting rowdy with her. And so of course, you know, it's probably 2022 or something. So she pulls her phone out and starts recording the rest of the interaction, which eventually that ended up on the internet, and where she was like, this racist old white man is following me around a building, harassing me, telling me that I'm not supposed to be here. Meanwhile, she just didn't know where she was going. It was just a mistake. And so obviously she called him racist. So, you know, like the average white person, he needed validation from me because I'm black.
Oh,
so
God.
he comes into the skate park and goes, hey, man, thinking that I didn't know about that situation, but I had already seen it. I saw the video, so I already knew about it. So he comes moseying on into the skate park and is like, hey, man, so like, you don't like view me as like racist, right? Like, you know, like I don't give you like I'm like, whoa, dude. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, I bet you this is about that video.
It's a fucking
and
trap.
then he tells his version of the story, like, of course, being like, yeah, so I was like super calmly just in the building, like just, you know, minding my business, and I you know, I saw this nice young woman, and you know, I didn't recognize her, so I like very nicely asked her.
The cadence is so on point.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God.
I very nicely asked her, you know, like, you know, what she lost or whatever, and it's like, dude, there's video evidence of that not happening. Like, you know what I mean? And so he's
Did
like,
you
you know,
tell him
she
like
called
him
me.
being there a lot was a problem?
Dude, no, because here's the thing. I was at a weird disadvantage the whole time because I had a month-to-month lease. So there was only so much friction I was willing to give him because I was doing something really cool for the community. There were kids there that would come there after school and actually tell me like stories about their life and how the skate park, how them being at the skate park, it's keeping them out of trouble. Like
any given moment with this guy could end it all. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I don't want to put my own ego over these kids. You know, like there were like, you know, high school kids and middle school kids that are like learning how to skate and like trying to come there every day. And it's like, and I'm going to be like, you know, mouth off to this old guy and then have him kick me out, and then it's ruined for them. So I was between a rock and a hard place, you know.
I've
like
had a similar situation with that, and it's like the dude, well, you're in the building, and like why? And it, like I imagine he's not doing anything with whatever part of the building he's in. He's just in it to be in it, and he wants to keep an eye on things and be around. In my case, the dude was illegally gambling using the server there, whatever.
Yeah.
But he was. It's infuriating. I know exactly what you're going through.
Dude, it was awful.
Fucking
it was awful.
infuriating.
It was awful, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
Like a parent that opens your door.
Yes, and then it's like it got even crazier. I had a decent amount of female staff, and they're young girls, like they're like in their 20s. Okay, this guy's probably between 65 and 70 years old. It's like an older man, and he would come into the park specifically on days that I wasn't there, and would start talking to these young women, being like, so like, does your boyfriend know you work at the skate park? Like, saying crazy stuff to them.
Yeah, that hurt me.
Dude, it's awful. Like, and I'm getting texts from them being like, hey,
creepy old guy.
Guys, yeah, his name's Wayne, of course. He's like getting texts from these girls being like, hey, so Wayne is like asking me, like making comments about my outfit.
Wants to see my feet.
Like, yeah, seriously, right? Like
Says
asking me if I
barefoot.
have a boyfriend, and it's making me really uncomfortable, you know. And then it got to the point where some of them outright said, I don't want to work on days that he's in the building. And I'm just like,
what do you
dude,
say to something like
it's
that?
like, yeah.
Know?
And also, too, it's like, he's too old for me to beat up. So I'm also at a disadvantage there. Like, I'm not, it's like, I can't do anything. I can't say anything because he'll kick me out. I can't assault him because it's just, that's insane.
He's your landlord, so it's
like, right? So it's like, I can't, it's like, and he's the boss. So it's like, it's awful. And, yeah, then there's another crazy story where I was, my car got stolen. Okay? Like, unrelated to the skate park. My car got stolen. Okay? Which is a crazy thing.
Kia boys.
Like, dude, like, I was in Providence, and yeah, I just went into a pizza shop, and I came outside, and my car was gone.
Left the keys in there, huh?
No, they did professionals. Like,
Yeah,
like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Like,
it's ours now.
they figured out how to drive away without my key. Honestly, it was impressive.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even mad.
Like how fast it was, dude. I'll tell you. Dude, I'll tell you. No. Like the crazy thing is, like,
did you finish the pizza?
no,
It's jarring.
dude,
Man.
I just was like, I was sitting at a thing, and I actually like, I saw my car drive by, and I.
Like,
And I was just like, that looked like my car. I was like, but that wasn't my car.
No way.
I was
You
like,
know?
that's, yeah. And so I go outside, and I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, you know, a car getting stolen is just such a, like, that's like from television. It's
insult
like,
to injury. They just drove by and gloated.
Dude, they drove away, and it's like, obviously, the last people I'm trying to deal with are the police, but like, I had no choice but to make a police report because it's like my car, I need the car.
Insurance.
Yeah, that too. Exactly, and I needed the car back. Hopefully, maybe. And so,
How'd that go?
dude, it was. I did get the car back eventually, which is crazy because the police were
never happens.
They were so real with me. They were like, listen, they were like, you're either gonna get this car back in like 4 days, or you're never gonna see it again. They were like, that's how it goes. They're like, this car is gonna end up abandoned, probably halfway between here and Georgia. That's probably what's gonna happen. They're like, or it's around the corner right now. Mm-hmm. And we'll
and
find,
you're like, I can confirm it's around the corner.
So, like, they were like, so you just have to wait it out. But anyway, very idiotically, totally can take full responsibility for my dumb choice of this, but I had my rent money in cash in the car. Okay, mind you,
That's
because
gas.
of my landlord's like sketchy ways, he only accepted cash. He wouldn't let me pay him in any sort of digital format. So I had to pay him in cash, and I had the rent money in the car. And so, this is the last guy that I want to talk to. Also, I'm about to have to call him and tell him a story that sounds made up. But I had the police report, so I felt fine. I'm like, I got the police report, so I'm good. So I call him, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to need about 2 weeks to come up with the rent money. And I know this sounds crazy, but my car was stolen, and my rent money was in the car. And I was like, and just in case you don't believe me, like, I do have the police report, so, I wouldn't fake report a car stolen. Like, and if I just genuinely didn't have the money, I would just, as a man, I would just tell you that.
Just tell you.
And he was like, no, I completely understand. And I was like,
But you got to go.
I'm like, looking at me, I've never heard any kind of sympathy, empathy, or compassion from this man ever. So I'm like scared almost. Like, I'm like, you understand? He's like, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to live in Brooklyn, and somebody stole my truck, and not only did they steal my truck, but I had a very expensive bicycle that was in the bed of the truck that I had worked really hard for a long time, and they eventually did find my truck, but it was totaled and the bike was gone, and I know what it's like to have a vehicle stolen, so I feel for you. And I was like, damn, dude, like, thank you. He's like, yeah, like, no problem on the 2 weeks. And I was like, oh,
Crazy.
right? So,
What was the vig?
for reasons that don't matter, I had a second car. Okay, so I don't think he knew that, and so I don't think he expected me to be at the building anytime soon, because to him, I don't have a car. So the very next day, I pull up to the building, and he's outside the building talking with one of my employees, a male employee this time, which is shocking. And they looked like they saw me, and they looked like they saw a ghost. So I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Something's going on. And I was like, and I'm going to find out what it is. So I go inside, and they like dispersed too. I was like, clearly, like,
So it's like you just walked in on your girl. Like,
exactly. I was like, that was so weird. So I go inside, and the kid who's working, I'm like, hey, man, I was like, I'm going to ask you something, and you telling me the truth is going to be the deciding factor of whether you get to still work at the skate park. So I'm telling you that right now. I'm giving you the chance to just be honest, because if you say anything other than the truth, like, you're out of here. Just being real with you, I just, okay? I was like, when I pulled in, it appeared to me that you and Wayne looked like you were having a conversation about me. And because of the way that you guys looked when I pulled in, I was like, is that the truth? And he goes, yes. And I was like, thank you. And I shook his hand. I was like, thank you. I was like, that's legit. Because he's a younger dude. And, being a young man, it's easy to just want to lie. I get it.
Yeah.
I told a lot of lies as a young man. So I wouldn't have been surprised if he was like, oh, no, definitely not. Like, but he didn't do that, because I gave him that opportunity to tell the truth. I was like, dude, that's legit. Okay. I was like, and now I'm going to ask you what you guys are talking about, and you're also going to tell me the truth about that. And he's like, basically in a nutshell, Wayne doesn't believe that your car got stolen. And dude, I was like, wow, this gaslighting bastard.
After you were just like, I have the police report.
Dude, he didn't believe it. He still didn't. He just told me that just to like make me feel good. And then he went and gossiped to my employee being like, yeah, so, what's up with Brandon, like pretending that his car got stolen? Like, if he needs extra time to pay the rent, he could just ask me.
Oh, that's what he's doing. He's trying to embarrass you.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yes. Oh, it was insane.
I fucking
Dude, it
hate
was
this guy.
insane. And so, yeah. And so I went out to my car and got the police report, and I walked up to him. And I was like, what's up, Wayne? And I pushed the police report into his chest and let it fall on the ground. And he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, that's the police report right there. I was like, you can pick it up. I was like, you can have that. I have an extra copy. I was like, you have no right to be talking about me and my business with one of my employees. I was like, are you insane? I like lost it, I was like, there's a police report. I was like, I don't want to hear it. I'll pay you your money when you get when I get it in 2 weeks. And I Yeah, and I walked away because I was like, at that point, I was like almost going to beat up an old man. So I had to leave before I like really lost my cool. And he was like, as I was walking away, he was like, well, it just doesn't really, that doesn't really seem real. You know what I mean? You can't blame me for not believing you. And I'm like, oh my God, like you're evil. You're evil. Just tell me on the phone. Be a man. Like just say,
I don't
hey
believe
man,
you.
I just don't believe that. I genuinely don't believe you. I'm just
Were
telling
you
you
like,
that.
hey, look at the police report. See how it's a different car
Yeah.
from the one I'm driving?
Dude, exactly.
So
Like
it's a different car?
Yeah, he just didn't. Well, here's the thing. They were
this
they
guy.
were already having that conversation before I pulled in. So he didn't even know I had a second car. It wasn't triggered by the second car. He was already just like being a horrible man before I got there. So like yeah, so that was that whole thing.
It's not like your car got stolen and then you got it back like the next day and showed up with it.
Yeah.
Then I could
That
see
would have
like
been a little weird.
that
My
would
dog
have
ate
made
my
sense.
homework.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that-
would have been a little weird.
That would have made sense.
But it's like yeah. So that was like a one whole incident, and then to jump back into the oppression Olympics, he was trying to gloat, and this was so weird. And he was like, I'm not racist. Like as a matter of fact, it's like like most of the people that live in the units over there, like they're minorities, and I've never since I've owned this building, I've
Like that
it's
is
dude,
fucking...
it's insane.
Yeah,
It's
fucking-
insane.
yeah.
It's insane.
Dude.
He's like,
Dude, I'm not racist. My favorite hooker's black.
of course, dude. It was insane,
Dude.
Yeah, and he was like, and since I've been owning property, I've never raised the rent of any minority tenant.
Owning property,
And
racist.
I was just like, okay, like, you want a cookie? Like, and also that's weird. Like, if you need to raise the rent because like the economy, then raise the rent. Like,
up to you.
and also like, what happens if you have one white tenant? You only raise their rent. But you don't raise the rent of the. I mean, that's also racism. That's you know what I mean. It's like, what are you like? That's weird. Like, why are you telling me this? And so, like, obviously, he said those words. He's like, I don't raise the rent of my minority tenants, and so like,
then raise your rent.
we're getting there, right? So like 5 or 6 months goes by, and he ends up hitting me, being like, "Hey, just to let you know, the rent's like via text message. The rent's going to be going up by $200 because of like this, and this, and
Because you're black.
right?" And dude, I just responded back in quotations. I don't raise the rent of my minority tenants. And then I just continued to pay the rate that we agreed upon.
Gangster.
Yep, like just straight up. I was like, you're not getting anything out of me. Like, you're not going to tell me that you don't raise the rent of your minority tenants and then do that. Like, I was like, what are you, crazy?
Did you
I was
ask if he raised anybody else's? Like,
no, I didn't even care. I was like, nope, you're not raising mine because I got the minority pass. You said it.
He did.
So I was like, so I'm cashing that in. And then he just kept accepting it too, because he knew. He was like, damn, I should have never said
So
that.
how long was this bad relationship
This was like
going on for?
So it went on for a long time. I was probably in the building for about a year. Oh, I definitely was there for a year because you
now
came to my party, my 1 year party.
'Cause
So
now
like
I'm thinking,
by
I'm
that
like-
point, by that point things were already really bad. That
was a cool spot though.
It was,
Like,
dude. It was
nice,
awesome.
yeah.
It was awesome, and
Did a lot of work over there.
that particular party also, like, he didn't like that I did that. He didn't like that I like, because there was an influx of people. It's weird. It's like, hey man, I need people in here to pay you to be in here, but you don't want to let me have people in here. I didn't understand it. Anytime I had an influx of people, he would get upset. And it was for no reason. We never had any neighbors complain.
Insurance
We never
issues?
had,
Did he
dude.
have anything
No,
to say?
dude.
No?
All my like, T's were crossed and I's were dotted with that business. Like, I had everything. Whenever I did events, I got permits from the city. I did everything as legit as possible because, again, I'm dealing with the community. I'm dealing with kids and stuff. So the last thing I want is for like the cops to show up and be like, hey, you haven't paid taxes on this business in 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, I have no choice. It's a community project.
Mm-hmm.
So I do everything by the books over there. So I know my capacity. I had to have a fire inspector come and tell me my capacity. So I know what I'm allowed to do in there and what I'm not. But he just didn't like the clientele. He didn't like people that look like me and or people that have tattoos, or he just didn't like any sort of alternative looking person.
I think it sounds more like he doesn't like being in control.
Oh, well, of course.
That's
Yeah.
more, it
Yeah.
seems like
That's absolutely, it's, again, the building is like his kingdom. So anytime anything would happen that at all, it's just, he would just lose it. So it just got really bad.
He just was looking for a reason to kick you out.
Sure.
But he was still having like that money coming in.
Ultimately,
counterproductive.
he never did kick me out. I ended up leaving on my own just due to the stress of him being a weirdo.
Of course.
So, but the final straw was this. We had scheduled a birthday party at the park for a 4-year-old girl, okay? Like a little kid. And 2 days before this, we had a private party that rented the park, and unfortunately, a girl was roller skating and she crashed into the window and broke the window, okay? And very maturely and responsibly, they contacted me through email. Hey, just letting you know, our party, someone fell and they broke the inside, because it's like a double pane window. Yeah. We broke the inside window. We tried to clean up as much of the glass as we could. Just let us know when you get a quote, and we'll send you the money to fix it, which is like so nice of them, because realistically, that's probably the landlord's responsibility. But they wanted to pay for it. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. So on my own, I was just going to take care of it. I didn't see a reason to notify the landlord about this, because the people that did it took responsibility for it, and they were going to tell me how much it was. So I was just going to call a glass company, have them come in, fix it, and just build these people, right? So I call the glass company and send them there, and they call me back and they say, hey, the door is locked. And so I'm like, okay. So I send one of my employees. I wasn't around. I might have been on tour or something. I don't remember. But I was not around. So I sent one of my employees down there. And they were like, oh, no, it's like the doorknob has been removed, and there's a deadbolt on there that I've never seen before. I was like, send me a picture of it. And I'm like, wow. So the landlord took the lock off and put his own and locked us out of the space. So I'm like, okay. I don't really know why that happened or what's going on. I was like, but the first thing I need to figure out is that legal, right?
No.
And I'm like, I don't think it can be, but I need to find out. So I call the Pawtucket police and I just say, hey, I have a hypothetical question for you guys. This is not a real scenario, so just know that it's hypothetical. I'm saying that. Come. I was like, do not do anything. I was like, if you are a business owner in the state of Rhode Island, specifically the city of Pawtucket, under any circumstance, is a landlord allowed to lock you out of your space? And the
if you're
police
caught up on rent.
And the police, no, I said under any circumstance to make sure that was part of it.
Okay.
So the police goes, if you have any belongings inside that place, they're not allowed to do that because it's technically theft. Mm-hmm. They've taken your stuff hostage and you own it. So he's like, I know you're saying this is hypothetical, but if you need us to come down there and open the door, we can. And I was like, nope, don't need that. I was like, nope, it's not a real situation.
I'm writing a short story.
Yep. I was like, don't need that at all.
I'm a college student.
I was like, but thank you so much. And I hung up. And then, of course, I went down there and drilled right through that lock because I knew that I was allowed to. And
you should have said you had to break the window to get in.
Yeah, seriously, right? So I
from the inside.
Yeah, so right, and just the inside pane.
Yeah.
So
I'm David Blaine.
I drill through the lock and get back in the space and set up for that birthday, the 4-year-old's birthday party the next day. And so, and then I wasn't there, but the landlord, of course, for some strange reason, thought I changed the lock. There's no way they could possibly get in. It's like, bro, come on, man. You don't think we have tools? We work at a skate park.
Yeah.
So he.
No, he locked them in.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, dude, so it's like he gets there in the morning and is pissed because he knows that what he did was illegal, so he can't say it, but he's super upset. He's like, tiptoeing around it. He's like talking to one of my employees. I wasn't there, but he's like, so like, oh, you guys are here today? And she was just like, yep, Wayne, we're here. Yep, we're here.
Through your dead ball.
Yep, we're here. Everything okay? He's like, oh, like, just like, yeah, like, how did you guys get in? He's like, oh, well,
Power drill.
No. She's like, we're a tenant here. So, we're just here having a birthday party. Is everything okay? Like, totally just G. Like,
Yeah.
and like, he's like, oh, you guys aren't supposed to be in here. Like, and, like the window's broken and like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't like you guys vandalized my space. And so that's what we found out. The reason he locked us out is because he thought out of spite, we broke his window.
This dude's a retard.
For no reason, right? And so the way that the bathrooms, I know you've been there, but I don't know if you remember the bathroom
Barely.
situation, but the bathrooms for the space were a communal bathroom in the hallway. So we didn't have our own private bathroom. It's all the businesses in there shared one bathroom. So you had to leave the space and walk down the hall to go into the men's room or the women's bathroom. And so I get a call from that same employee being like, so Wayne has locked the women's bathroom. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, what I think has happened is he realized that the majority of the people at the park today are women, and he has locked the women's bathroom. And so there are little girls here for the party that need to go to the bathroom, and they can't get in because he's locked the door out of spite because he's
What the
upset.
fuck?
He's upset that we're in the space. And I was like, is the men's room open? And she was like, yes. And I'm like, unfortunately, all you can really do is walk them down to the men's room and kind of stand outside the door. I was like, I obviously can't. I am not renting the bathrooms. I can't open those doors. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself in a position where I get arrested for breaking and entering, I guess, to a bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's a sticky
I'm like,
situation.
yeah. And so that was it. Like, once I realized that this man was evil enough to where he would lock little girls out of a bathroom, I just packed up and left.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was
that's
that was the
crazy.
final straw. I was like, I think that if I even see him again, I'm gonna go to jail. So I was like, that's crazy. I was like, you're that petty, and you're that much of a control freak that you didn't even take the time to just ask, like, hey, what happened to the window? And then I could have been like, oh, these girls fell into it, and they said they're gonna pay for it. That's all you had to do, man. Just ask. But you saw the window broken, and you decided with your freak insecurities that we broke the window because we don't like you. Which,
Also,
he's
who
right.
cares? Fuck you. Fuck your
Yeah.
window. I'm renting here.
Yeah.
I have insurance for here.
Absolutely.
Suck my dick.
Absolutely.
Get out.
This is- yeah.
Oh my god.
And not only did I have my own personal insurance for the business, the building is insured as well.
Yeah.
So like even
and
if
she
my
didn't get sliced up.
no,
She was all right.
She
Then
was
what
fine.
The fuck, dude?
Nobody got injured. She had pads on and stuff. She just fell into the window. It broke, and she quickly got away from it. So yeah, that was my final straw. So finally, I get out of there, and I get into a new building, and really good situation, like young landlord, cool guy, really, really nice. Helped me out also too. He was like, hey, he saw like on the internet that I was looking for a new space, contacted me, like, we started talking, and he's like, I have this building that I'm not really doing anything with. I think it'd be perfect for a skate park. You want to come check it out? I'm like, cool. So then we made some cool terms. Like, he was so nice about it. I was like, hey, the skate park doesn't make a tremendous amount of income. I was like, so, it would be difficult for me to be paying rent while I'm moving in and building the park and having no income, right? So he was like, no problem. He's like, I'll give you 4 months free rent to just build the park. Is that enough time? And I was like, dude, yeah.
What
I was
the
like,
hell?
oh my God. And he did. He honored that. He gave me 4 free months. We built the park. Then I started running into zoning issues with the city. That got solved. And then what ended up happening was fire code stuff started happening where there were not 2 egresses. And that's just like, specifically in Rhode Island because of the station fire.
They're still tripping about
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh
Fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
One band, Fireworks,
Yes.
100 years ago, and we're still being bummed about
Yes, dude. The fire codes in Rhode Island are like, they don't mess around. So you have to have 2 egresses, and that building only had one because it was built a really long time ago when those codes didn't exist. So the landlord, kept telling me like, "Oh, I'm gonna build you a second egress," and so I like spent all this money to move in there to build the park,
Just for it to possibly not happen.
and then, and it was crazy because he was like the one jazzing me up. He was like, "They're building a soccer stadium over here. There's gonna be so much foot traffic and this is going to be awesome." And also there was no tenant below me. I was on the second floor. He's like, "I'm only going to allow like, a business that would work well with a skate park being above it. Like, I'm not going to put like a library below you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make sure that that everything in the building works really nicely together." And he's like, "Yeah, we're going to build you this egress." And I was like, "Cool. Awesome." And I came in there one day and I saw that they had started cutting a hole in the wall. So the work got started. So I saw that with my own eyes. Cool. But then it just months and months and months just kept going by and I couldn't open.
Must be a union job.
Dude, seriously. Months and months and months are going by and I legally can't open because I don't have a second egress, but I've built a whole skate park that's just sitting in there being used by me and my buddies for fun, right? And then the rent kicks in and it's like, I'm like, "Dude, I can't open because you haven't built this egress." And then, and then basically out of nowhere, I just get like, a text from him like, "Hey man, like, so just, I'm selling the building." And I'm like,
Just wasted all
I'm
that
like,
time.
"Dude, and money and like, and like, it's a community thing. Anytime we do anything with the park, it's like me and my like homies, like, breaking our backs to like lug stuff around. Like I don't have like paid laborers or anything. Like we just do it ourselves. So it's like a lot of work.
Skater shit.
Yeah, it's like it's gruesome. Dude, I was at like our new building literally today before I came here. I was there all morning building alone just because I just don't have any help. It's like this kind of business.
Was that video from today?
Yes, that was
shit.
this morning. Yeah, so I went down there at like 7 a.m. Did that, and then I'll be to be honest, after this podcast, I might go back to the park and keep working. So it's a lot of work. But yeah, so he sold the building, and just they're probably going to turn it into condos. You know what I mean? And it's like, so that's kind of like where we're at. So now
That's crazy because it's not something that just happens. So he's been planning on doing that for a while and just was like, "Hey
Being in
man, you can
talks
do
doesn't
this."
mean nothing until someone says,
Absolutely.
"Hey, here's a check."
Absolutely. So, yeah, and
Where you at
whatever.
now? Where's it?
So
like,
now the park, those first 2 buildings were in Pawtucket, and now we're in Providence. And
You're like, "I'm having bad luck in Pawtucket. Let's
yeah,
get out of here."
clearly, so I got into this building in Pawtucket, and as of right now, everything's great. The people that run the building, everything's been smooth. I don't want to jinx it, but we're almost built. Like we're really, I think this upcoming week, I could probably have people skating in there. Like it's where like
Up to code.
Oh yeah. Well, because this place is just more responsible. First of all, it's ground level. There's many egresses, and everything's legit. So it's like they did it on their own without me having to like do it. So yeah. So now we're just in a position where we're trying to open up. We're accepting donations of anything, like whether that be funds, whether that be building materials, wood, metal, coping, screws, whatever. We're just somebody dropped off 2 like pieces of coping the other day. Normal people listening to this podcast probably don't understand how expensive raw materials are, but like metal is, especially steel.
Now. Yeah.
Steel is really expensive.
COVID fucked
Oh, yeah.
everything up
Sure.
bad.
So like, lumber is expensive and metal is very expensive. So, people donating those kind of things are huge, So
And it's not one size fits all. Like you can probably put a mini ramp pretty much everywhere, but a lot of the ramps are cut to fit the
absolutely.
space.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's not as easy as just moving whatever you
Yes.
made it.
No,
space
doesn't
to
work.
into-
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely build around pillars and stuff, and like everything's custom. We cut everything exact to optimize the space.
That's the coolest part of skateboarding is
Yeah.
using, at least on the street,
Yeah.
is using shit that isn't, so when you're building that in a skate park, it costs money and
Of course.
it's not easy to move.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's we almost build the stuff on. It's so sturdy that it's like very difficult to take apart, and it's kind of designed to not move. You don't want it to fall apart when someone's skating it, so you build it really durable. But the more robust that you make it, the harder it is to move it somewhere. So
Right. That's moving ramps.
it sucks. You have to disassemble them basically.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can disassemble them down to the frame, and it's manageable to move it like that. But other times, if it's
Taking the cushions off the couch. Yeah.
exactly, that's basically all it is. Taking the drawers out of the dresser. It's
How
like
long have you been
still
building at this place?
A while. I've probably been in there for
You had to stop for a minute.
yes. Yeah, I had a little delay, a little setback,
Sabbatical.
a little setback,
Sabbatical.
but yeah. So yeah, I've been in there for probably like 6 or 7 months. We had our biggest actual setback in the building was that the floor was not skatable. Even though the space was amazing,
Too slippery?
no, the opposite. It was like the concrete was like divoted and like chunked
Oh,
up.
okay, yeah.
And all of the quotes and stuff that I was getting from people were like crazy numbers to like resurface the floor. And then eventually I finally found a skateboarder actually, that resurfaces floors for a living.
Perfect.
And he was like, hey
Hit you
man,
with one of them TikTok floors?
dude, I know, seriously.
Like
those
the
things are sick.
self-leveling.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Yeah, no, those are sick.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. So he hit me up. It was so funny. He was like, "Hey, dude, I heard you guys are." It's like a kid I see all the time at the skate park. Like I didn't know he did that for a living, and he was like, "Hey, man, like, I'll just do it for free if I can. Can I just skate for free?" And I was like, "You're gonna
Yeah.
fix the whole entire. It's like 4,000 square feet. It's like you're gonna fix the whole floor for free if just to be able to skate." He's like, "Yeah."
You asked for materials?
And no, we would pay for the materials.
Oh, right.
So
The labor was free.
yeah, but he was like, I'll do it for free. Like obviously you got to pay for like the stuff, but other than that, and so he did it. Now the place is it's not completely finished yet, but he did most of the floor, and it's like night and day. Like now you can roll around in there like all nice, and I was like, it's great now. So
It wasn't just like Buddy with a bag of cement.
no, he was in there like cutting into the floor and like rebar.
You gotta
like,
cut deep. Yeah.
right? Like he was like he handled his business. So now the floor's great, and yeah, we're really aiming to have the place skatable this week, like this upcoming week.
Okay, so quick.
Like
Yeah.
because the more we're in there, the more things get done. So I'm gonna probably be in there tonight. I got some buddies that are coming in there on Tuesday we're gonna get a big chunk of stuff done on Tuesday. So
Are you gonna plan on doing like a grand opening type thing?
I'm trying to figure out like how I want to go about that. The beauty of the place is that it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not near any residential.
You know what I'm
anything.
about to ask you.
Oh yeah, shows.
Yeah.
Shows. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a nice functioning business. Allow us to fuck all that
Of course.
up for
Let's
you.
ruin
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, I for sure. I want to get some sort of like schedule going where at least every couple months we have like something going on.
Something
in
cool,
there,
yeah.
Sunday matinee.
So yeah, that would be well, dude. No, it's like that's the beautiful thing is like there's nothing over there, so there's no restrictions of having to do it during the day. Like I could likely just have a normal concert that starts at 6 o'clock at night and goes till 10.
Yeah, but you don't want to take away from Saturday night, whatever.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the thing's gonna be like, but
Yeah.
if Saturday nights is probably when a lot of people are skating. I would
Yeah,
think,
but it could be one of those things where the band is set up not like where people are skating and people are skating
Same thing, yeah.
during the
Yeah,
concert.
true, yeah.
Actually,
Are you building it with that in mind?
it is that I didn't do that on purpose, but it is set up that way.
Okay.
Like for sure. Yeah. We had at the first location, Colin and Chris Cesarini booked a show there, and people were skating the whole time during the show. So I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome. Like it was everybody liked it. So, I don't know that it'll be like super frequent because when you have events like that, it's how you have to deal with it is capacity based. So if I go to the city and say, hey, I need an entertainment permit to have a concert in this building, they're going to say, is it going to be 100 people or is it going to be 700 people? Because if it's 700 people, it requires a police detail. It requires security. It requires X amount of bathroom stalls. It requires, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it gets tricky because.
But if it's a band playing a skate park art space.
It's still,
there's a lot of
still,
tape.
you still have to have the same permit.
For every 200 people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's where it gets tricky because I could say like, well, it's just a hardcore show. Like, it's probably going to be 200 people, but like we all know, there could be 600 people at a hardcore show easily.
And what are you going to say?
And then
Stop
what
them
do
at
I
the
say?
door?
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, we're at capacity. It's like, that sucks, you know? So it's like, I have to kind of navigate that on my own.
I've never heard of that word.
So I'm excited about it. I would love to. I'd love to even play there myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it would be sick. But I
Is
have
that where
to
you shot
think.
the music video? The recent one? The Anguilla one?
No, that's actually in my garage at my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I do plan on allowing people to film stuff at the park for sure. We did that at the first building. People would rent the park for various things that had nothing to do with skateboarding.
Just having a skate park at your disposal for numerous things.
Yeah.
It's got to be like.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, it's what ultimately paid the bills, like more so than the skating.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to, like, skateboarders are broke. So
Naturally.
it's like I'm catering to a demographic that doesn't have any money. So in order to have that facility exist, I honestly have no choice but to allow people to do other things in there. Like I would rent the place to bands to film music videos, art shows,
anything really.
There was a drag show. Someone rented the park and had a drag show once. Some people did,
were they shredding?
Oh no! It's like no one was skating. Like they just used the area to do
full
that.
dressed up with
Yes.
some Fs tearing it up, dude.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. So
something you would see in a CKY video.
Totally. So like
Sweaty
some
fat
people
fuck.
would just So it was So it's like that's where the revenue comes from to pay the actual rent, and then that way I don't have to charge a lot for the skating. Like I can keep the skating, at like $15.
Yeah.
And
so how do you manage that? Is it like just like a monthly like gym membership?
That is an option. There's like tiers. There's like a lower level, a middle level, and like a higher level. That'll the higher levels allow you to do more stuff.
Higher level, you get to use the bathroom.
Exactly, if you're lucky.
You gotta go outside.
Higher level, you get to use the bathroom with toilet paper.
Got it.
Otherwise, just bring your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So so there are memberships, and then also there's just free skate. So, basically, how I have been doing it for the past few years is 3 o'clock to like 9 o'clock at night, which now I can go till 10 in this new building, which is really cool. It's just open skate. So you just show up, you pay $15, and you can skate for the whole entire time, as much as you want. Prior to 3, we have private sessions. So in the morning, if you want to rent the park, you can rent the park for like just you and your homies. And the reason I do it at that time is because around 3 o'clock is when the kids get out of school. So I don't want them to be like not be able to skate. So I start the open session at 3.
If you only did it at like 7 a.m. to whatever, it's like,
yeah. So, and also too, the age demographic, older people want to come in the morning.
Yeah.
They're up. They're, a lot of them have kids of their own. They put their kids on the bus. They come to the skate park in the morning. So that's kind of how we run things.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great
It's
motto
fun.
to have.
It's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So
now that you have a space that you can actually do that in.
I know that I'm not getting bullied by a landlord. Yeah.
How's the landlord again now?
Well, interestingly enough, there is no landlord. The building is owned by the city of Providence. So
It's pretty much how you want it.
Oh, right. And so it's actually it's a development company that runs the building. So there's not like
Anybody
a
inside,
guy that's going to be in there like, hey, what are
Snooping.
you doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the main guy who got me in there that I've been like speaking with and got set up and got the lease through has been incredibly kind and incredibly nice and transparent about everything. So again, knock on wood, I hope we keep that up.
Yeah, now that you have pretty much the best case scenario.
Yes. Yeah.
Why Rhode Island?
Because the rent in Rhode Island is significantly cheaper than Massachusetts.
Fair.
And also where I live in Massachusetts, I live in southern Massachusetts, so I'm close to Rhode Island. My house is, even though I live in Mass, my house is closer to Providence than it is to Boston. So
Okay.
because I'm in Attleboro.
Yeah.
I don't know how well you guys know the geography of Massachusetts. But
A little bit,
I'm
yeah.
in Attleboro, so
Yeah.
it's basically like Attleboro, Rhode Island. You know,
Yeah.
So it's right
so
next
that
door.
so
anyway.
it's right there, and it's crazy, dude. When I first moved to Rhode Island, like I don't live there anymore. Obviously, I just said I live in Attleboro, but I did live in Rhode Island for a while. I lived in Providence when I first moved there in 2008. I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment, and the whole apartment was $700 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment. I was paying $250 a month to live.
Fitchburg prices, hell yeah.
Like I couldn't even.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not those prices anymore, but it's way cheaper than Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is crazy.
Small connection segue. Managing, you have the people that you trust at the skate park all the time while you're like on tour
Yeah.
with
Well-
like 30 bands.
Speaking of that, you just got back.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome. Yeah. Really good time. Really, really
Warp
good.
Tour, right?
Yep. We did Warp Tour in Long Beach, California, and it was sick. We got to
So
play.
which band was this on?
This was Fever333.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did Warp Tour, and they kind of set Warp Tour up a little differently this year. It was just more organized than how they've done it in the past.
Well, they took a huge break to figure
right,
it out.
so they did, and it's just like I was like, oh my god, like where am I? I felt like I was playing Coachella.
I love the disorganization of Warp Tour.
Yeah. So it wasn't like
I'm
that.
getting in.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. That the disorganization of Warp Tour did help all of us get in for free, which was sick.
Yeah, hi. We're all in buried dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Buried dreams
Yeah.
on Warp Tour.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, yeah, Warped Tour was sick. I mean, we got to play for like, like 80,000 people or something stupid like that.
For real?
Dude, I'm serious.
Bruh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What's that like?
I mean, it's crazy. It's insane.
Does it feel, it's got to feel fucking.
It just
like
it
not,
just doesn't make any sense. So it's like it's almost like it's surreal. So it's like I'm just playing guitar like I always do, but there just happens to be way more people than normal.
Now
Yeah.
wait. Now morally, do you feel bad about lying to all those people about your fake guitar playing? He's not playing. He's not playing the notes, dude. It's not real.
Oh my god, it's so.
Dude, the
it's-
people wanted to defend you so bad
it's
when
so,
I made that comment.
It's like it's funny because it's like
I love watching it personally. I always have, and
Sure.
like throughout the progression.
oh
like-
yeah, it's so funny how people on the internet they're so quick to just make an assumption. Like they don't even check. It's like there's so many times where I'm on the internet fake arguing with like my close friends, like me and Joey Coggs, or like like just like where it's you can see that we're following each other, right?
they
It's
don't
like,
know your personality.
but
and
they
just-
don't. But they are. The people will DM me and be like, "Dude, that guy's being a dick, huh?" And I'm like, "No, I
Sure.
love that guy. That guy just sent me $200 for lobster rolls. Like, get out of my DMs. Like, we're not really fighting. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
And also,
like
who are you?
exactly. Like, I'm like, why do you care?
I don't
why
need
are
you to defend
Why
me.
are you invested in this? You know? But yeah, it's so funny. Somebody actually brought that up at Warped Tour. The drummer of that band Boys Like Girls, because they're from Massachusetts.
They're from here.
Yeah. So John, like, he brought that up. He's like, dude, he's like, because he watched us play. He's like, dude, he's like, it's kind of crazy that you're actually playing, because like I heard it, like I saw it, like it doesn't make any sense because it really doesn't look like you're playing, and I'm like, yeah, bro.
Steve, hit me with a close up. He's not playing guitar. He's not.
So it's like, and it's funny because it's like, I don't know how, like, I don't know if you guys are guitar nerds or not, but it's like
You can barely play bass, bro. What?
Right.
Yeah.
But
I've been
like,
I've been playing my whole life.
Drop
Okay,
tuning,
right.
baby.
So
Yo, go,
right. So that's
go.
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So drop tuning, anytime there's open, right?
Yeah.
Anytime there's open, you just hit it, and then you could just spin in circles because
Yeah.
that's the note,
I
Yeah.
got the equilibrium for that.
right? You. What
I'll
would you say?
fall- I ain't got the
Right,
equilibrium
Okay.
for it. I will
Okay.
fall over.
So it's
Yeah.
like people will be like, "Oh, he's not playing," and it's like, "Well, yeah, because I already hit the one note that we have
Yeah.
for this part.
You just so happen to play the genre of music to
Where
it's
that's
perfect
exactly.
for that.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not
so it's
playing
like,
in a metal band.
Well,
it
there's
doesn't
no,
matter.
I'm not
heavy
doing
drum and vocal a lot. A lot of the things I see from Fever. It's like you guys cut out.
Oh.
You hit your note, cut out, and then it's
right. Absolutely.
You know?
Yes. There's a ton of parts that it is legitimately just like programming, like synths and stuff, drums, and just vocals. So it's like
not even bass.
I
it's
don't
just
even.
drumming.
That's what I mean. So it's like legitimately, and the music is written that way on purpose to have dynamics. So it's like, no, the guitars and bass cut out here. Feel free to freak out on stage because there isn't anything for you to play. So in those moments, of course, I'm not playing. There's no part to play.
Yeah.
You know. So
Whatever.
you know,
If I'm just, it's the whole stage presence thing, and people don't get it.
No,
some
you're
people-
crushing it for sure.
Some people
People
really
just don't get it, yeah.
they really hate that, and it's so funny because of course I'm guilty of occasionally clicking on profiles, and it's always people that like live in their basements or people that have never done anything
People
with
that
their
don't go to
lives.
shows.
They don't know
Yeah.
anything. They're miserable humans. And they're upset with me on stage spinning in circles in front of 80,000 people. I'm like, bro, like
With a wireless.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll probably spin in front of 82.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Shit.
You want to
know?
play your easiest songs in
Of
crowds
course,
like that.
exactly.
That's
So,
how that works.
Yeah. So it's
Well, I'm sure you're used to it. You've been kind of in the public eye for your bands for a
sure.
very long time.
Yeah. I don't even. It's like I'm
Yeah.
unfazed. I don't
Yeah.
have. It's like I get it. It's like if you're doing anything at all where you put yourself in a position where people can have an opinion, there's going to be people that don't like it, and I'm part of that. I don't like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Known hater.
Yeah,
Known
I'm
hater.
a
Known hater.
full-on hater
Yeah.
of a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm right there with those people, like, half the time. Like, there'll be a bunch of people leaving comments on a video, and I'm right in there, too. Like, yeah. You're like, so, yeah, exactly. I'm like, yep, So it's like, I can't even hate. Like, when people, like, I can't even be upset with people, like, hating my stuff, because I'm like, dude, I get it. Like,
Yeah,
you know
whatever.
what I mean?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense, Like, to be honest, like, I'm surprised there hasn't been actually there has been, but not about my guitar playing. But I was gonna say, I'm surprised there hasn't been like a Hard Times article about me like not playing guitar. You know what I mean? Because, but it's like, yeah. So it's, I don't know. It's all in
Guitar
good fun.
lip-syncing.
Exactly. It's all in good fun.
Yeah. I feel like Warped Tour bands are just easy to pick on.
Oh, of
So
course,
it's
100%.
like, whatever.
Yeah, it's a very specific like genre that it's like
Yeah.
it's.
What were the main bands that played Warped Tour
That's
this
a good
year?
question. I mean, it was a lot of like throwbacks, so like all
Newfound Glory
American,
played.
yeah, Newfound
Yeah,
Glories,
okay.
All American Rejects,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. A lot of like
Yeah.
kind of like Goldfinger.
Sick.
Tony Hawk was there just skating, which
Hell
was
yeah.
sick. So yeah, it was cool. They were just it was pretty dope.
I feel like if he falls one time, he's gonna explode to
Dude,
dust.
you know
He's
what's-
still doing
dude,
900s.
you know
I
what's-
know,
you
but
know-
still.
Okay, so he's definitely not doing 900s, but what I will say is he is over 50 years old, and just a few years ago, like maybe 3 years ago, broke his femur in half.
The worst.
Skating, the biggest bone in your body,
I've done it.
and
Sucks.
Shout out, Matt.
and he made a full recovery in his back skating. So it's like, that's crazy. You got to give him props for that. Like, he's over 50, broke his femur in half, and is fully just
Killing it.
like ripping, like
Yeah.
learning new tricks. So
I think a lot of that shit is people just get scared. Like if you have to change something in your body or something breaks or whatever, you don't want to go back to either doing that activity or pushing it because you're like, that sucked really bad. I don't
oh
wanna do
yeah,
that again.
absolutely.
But like, bro, what the fuck else is Tony Hawk gonna do?
I know.
Like
His whole life.
yeah, like why would you change? Like maybe don't go that.
Oh,
big
yeah,
again,
yeah,
But
yeah.
like
Well, the thing is, it's like
within your limitations.
yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing is that sucks about skateboarding in general is you can get just as like severely injured from like a just falling off a curb as you could doing a 900.
Yeah.
The wrong thing happens
Yeah.
and you're
Roll
like,
your
oh my-
ankle.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're like
hit a rock
right.
and wheel
And,
lock.
dude.
Oh,
It's like
man.
right. So it's like that's the tough part is like you could say to yourself, "Oh, I'm just gonna like take it easy," but taking it easy, you could still end up in the hospital.
Yeah, there's no taking it
He
easy.
knows how to fall and shit.
It's
too,
called
so
an
like,
extreme
if he
sport for a
falls
reason.
And gets hurt. It's like that was a bad fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extreme sport for a reason. You're not.
I've been watching. I actually been watching a lot of. I like skateboarding anyway.
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
But,
Of course.
I
I've been
still
watching a
watch
lot of
competitions.
Yeah, so it's on YouTube. All the X Games shit. It was
Yep.
like live on YouTube. Naja Houston fucking crushed it.
Oh yeah.
Always.
I was actually watching the vert for a while too. Like there's a lot of the street skating has, obviously because it's X Games, it's got the fucking vert side of it. Of
course.
Like, not the ramp, but like the actual, like each side of the park has those vert walls, right?
Yes.
And everybody's using them now. It's not
Yeah.
like avoided anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like the whole game
The
has
street
changed.
skaters can all skate that stuff.
We
these
were
days.
we were talking about it with Tom Pags. Do you know the fighter?
I don't think so.
Well, we did the last podcast we did was with Tom Pags. He's from Haverhill. He's a local fighter.
Okay.
He's just gotten the PFL.
Nice.
Liver shot KO'd a dude.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
savage.
his first stop was to come here and do the podcast.
That is so cool.
Thanks, Tom.
That is very cool.
But he's a training partner. You know, he goes to SK. But
Oh, hell yeah.
he was just on here and we were talking about the progression of things and how things like skating, like kids are doing 1260s. You know what I mean? And it's because of the exposure, in my opinion, the exposure and the you can watch everything on Instagram and you can see how everything's done.
Of course.
And it pushes like you used to have your friends push you to do something, right?
Yes.
Like we're gonna ollie this today.
Yep.
Right? Now you're getting pressure from your fucking algorithm to
course.
go do the set.
Well,
You know?
because-
Like
well,
There's a specific guy that I don't remember his name, but he just like coaches people on how to do tricks and stuff on like TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
The skinny dude, brown hair.
I know exactly.
Well,
who
they
you're
do it
talking
with
about.
martial
I
arts, too.
I don't
Like-
know his name.
He's
but
absolutely insane. He's
he
like
is.
coaching the best skaters in the world how to do tricks better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, it's just crazy seeing like these 6-year-olds, like Nigel Houston, when he was winning X Games at his age.
He
Now
still
it's
is.
a normal
No,
thing.
He won the X
Yeah.
Games literally last year.
But what
He's
I'm
still
saying,
winning.
what,
Yeah.
what the point is people when he was winning at the age he was, like when he was like 13 or whatever, like winning competitions, that's like the average age for people to be
Oh, yeah.
competitive now. Like it's insane.
I think I actually sent it to you. The dude that was like doing vocals and did a front foot impossible on
yeah.
stage. A front foot impossible
Yeah.
just casually?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Also, Andy Anderson is my new favorite skater. by
He's
the way.
good.
He's creative.
So the thing about
That's what I liked about like Bam and shit too.
The
Like,
thing
it's
about
creative.
Andy Anderson is he actually gets hated on quite a bit.
That's the helmet.
Well, first of all, definitely the helmet.
He's a fucking dork, dude. But
Def-
he's the best
definitely-
skater around.
Definitely the helmet, but also he gets hated on for that creativity. People don't like
Because they can't do it.
that he does all that the hand plants and the
He's like a
spins and
new
like the,
gen Roddy Mullen.
Yeah, but it's like they're cool with Rodney, but if anybody else tries to do that stuff, they gatekeep it. So it's really like interesting. But he is really, really good at skateboarding, even aside from the weird tricks.
It's
Like
because
he can
brings
actually.
back old school shit.
Yeah.
And people don't like it.
That's-
I went down the rabbit holes. I'm sure you have. His board shapes are old school. He
Yep.
uses the fucking plastic risers. He does a lot of like
Yep.
handstands, old school trips, Valley style stuff,
course.
Caballero stuff.
Yeah.
But he mixes all that in. Like he can still do a tray flip. He can
Absolutely.
still do a set. It's just
Yeah.
like he's gonna do the set with the world's dumbest trick in front of
Sure.
it. Like it's he's on another level.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I agree fully. Yeah, he's really, really good. And I think that his creativity is what makes him stand out and also is what got him to like where he is in skateboarding. I mean, he's a professional skateboarder now because he does
Yeah.
he is outside the box. you
He
know?
made a rail, like an anti-wax. Like there was a rail that was like this super long curve and it turned and then it went straight down. So you couldn't do it at full speed. He made this contraption. He called it anti-wax. And it's just like tape and
I
like
think I know what
something.
you're
It's
talking
it's,
about.
like,
over the
it's, like,
rail.
it's like a yoga mat.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So he grinded on that hella slow, which anybody who's ever skated at all knows a grind that's slow sucks. It's hard to do. And then he kicked and went
It went like
kicked us up
that.
and went down the normal rail. And it was insane to watch,
And,
truly.
and that clip is probably the most hate he's ever gotten for
Yeah.
anything.
Makes no sense.
Well, he
and
should have
it's-
done it without the fucking thing.
Yes.
How, bro?
It wasn't
physics.
Yeah. Well, that's the argument, right? They're saying it's not possible to do, so just leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you altering the spot to make it skatable? Like, why are you
He
doing
took it
that?
off.
But why not?
Right?
You know,
I don't
he just took the shit off. It
And-
wasn't
Yeah.
permanent.
And so no, but he still
Yeah.
made an alteration so that he could slow down. And so a lot of skaters are like, that's whack.
Is
And
it?
to be honest, I do see that side of it because
Is adding wax to a curb to make it more slippery?
and
altering it?
that's the other and it is 100%. So and to be honest, I actually commented that. It's funny that you say that. I actually
a cultured individual.
I commented like I don't remember what I said verbatim, but I was just like, wait a second, like I literally said the wax thing, and I was like, people are bondoing surfaces to make it smooth so that you can have a run up is that's altering a spot.
Plywood over the fucking.
Right. And so I'm like, wait, why is all of that okay? You know, and
How many people do rails and they have to bring plywood to land on grass?
Of course.
That's not skatable without that,
it's
usually.
It's not. So, and you that's something that you're not going to win either way because there are some skaters that will land in the grass and people don't like that either. Like, you landed in the grass. It's like, well, dude, that's all there is the grass. So
I didn't bring the plywood.
Right. So
They're just mad because they're not doing it.
100%.
Yeah.
It's
That's the thing. If Andy Anderson was like, first of all, the rail pitch and turn and angles and all of that is next level to do anyway. If he was doing just bullshit tricks, like not actually being good at skating, I can understand some of these arguments.
Yeah.
But he's good at everything.
He's really good.
He makes his skate video. He'll do like a kickflip, a tray flip, and then he does a dark side primo.
Yeah.
thing. And it annoys people, but it's also like, dude, he has the board control I've never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's what happens when you give a fucking mushroom child a skateboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he's next level.
Yeah, absolutely. He has a whole his custom his signature board. It's got all like
the grip
it's
tape.
Like foot placements for certain tricks that he figured out on
Which
his own.
is fucking great. Do you know how much I would have killed to have a fucking grip tape sticker that had where to put my feet? Because my friends back then were fucking dickheads. Didn't teach me anything.
Yeah, they were gatekeepers. They wanted to be the best person at the skate park.
The only thing I was like kind of okay with was like ripping a mini ramp for a little bit, and I would land a kickflip occasionally. And by occasionally, that's giving it some time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Giving it some credit. But if I had the fucking, I wouldn't have been great. But it's just like the advancements, the exposure, the things. People hate on him for like changing the game, but helping. It's stupid. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah.
We've had that type of stuff in different lanes for years, and nobody bats an eye. Like tabs for guitar.
Well, people talk shit about that too, though.
But like whatever, you want to learn a song. I want to learn every Kill Switch song when I was 15 years old. That's how it goes.
Can you tab out intricate songs? This is
you can tab out anything.
Like you for real. So you can. There's like ways to do like the
There was actually a program called Tab It.
Yeah.
Like in the early 2000s that people would use to write music on, and also to just they'd play something and then they would just type it
like
out
Guitar
and tab
Pro
it.
2 or something.
Oh yeah, that's like the newer. That's like the newer version. Of
but it was
Tab-
like
Tab
that.
It.
Yeah.
So
I bet they
you
have a
can tab
guitar that you can play it and it just puts it right.
There's probably
I'm sure.
MIDI. There might be a MIDI guitar that does that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like programming drums and like anything. It's like you just hit the pad and it'll record the beat or whatever.
Tabs for me, learning guitar, tabs were tough because I would, when you're learning how to play guitar on your own, I never had a teacher, and you're reading tabs, you don't understand the tunings. So you start to learn where you're putting your fingers, and so first of all, you don't even know if your guitar's in tune. So that's the biggest problem. Definitely isn't, right? So it doesn't so you're like, well, the tab says it's the 5th fret, but I'm playing that note and it doesn't sound like the song.
Yeah.
So you're like lost.
Yeah.
And then even once you get to the point where you know how to tune your guitar, you're not advanced enough to understand the tuning. So it's like, oh, I want to learn this Green Day song. My guitar is in standard tuning, but Green Day is a half step down. So but the tabs don't say that.
Right.
So then I'm playing it, and I'm like, it is the song, but it's not. It's how it's not
always
sounding,
a little bit
it sounds
off.
off.
Dissonant.
Yeah, right.
If they're using like open notes and stuff.
I just like that frustrated me so much that I just started to learn how to play songs by ear. I was like, I'm not even gonna try this. I'm just gonna listen to it and just match the notes.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up learning how to play
That is
guitar.
something lost on me.
Yeah,
I needed.
That's how I would.
Yeah.
Well, any band I joined from that time frame when I was like, I don't know, like 16 to like 20 or whatever, they would just send me the songs like without vocals on, and they'd be like, just learn it.
Yeah.
And if you can learn
That's how
it,
it
you
is
can
now.
join. Yeah.
That's how it was like when I
Yeah.
joined Fever. They didn't even send me anything.
Figure it out,
was
dog.
It was just
Yeah.
literally, hey, the songs are on Spotify. Show up to, your audition.
Well, that's the caliber they expect. Is you got to be able to keep
Of
up.
course.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
For me, it was always like metal bands.
Yeah.
So it was like extra hard.
Of course.
And I was
So
like,
it's
God
crazy,
damn.
like riffs, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. It was like I tried to learn by tab, but it was always like other people writing the tab, So if they wrote it wrong on
Yep.
the website,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like,
That
I'm
was
trying
an-
to play it to the actual song, and it was way off.
was that one?
I ran into that all the time.
Ultimate Guitar was a
Yeah,
big
what was the
one.
tab one, Steve, that we used to use all the time?
911 tabs.
Yeah,
and
that
Ultimate
that too.
Guitar.
I thought there was
Ultimate
like,
Guitar.
oh no, I'm thinking of dark lyrics. I was like, isn't there dark tabs or something?
There's a million of them. Yeah, but
What was your first band?
They were mostly wrong.
yeah.
My first band
Yeah.
that I played in?
Yeah.
The very first band that I ever played in was in middle school. It was called 99 Decibels. And it was a 3-piece, I guess, but we were trying to be a pop punk band, I guess.
Did you
That's what we
love
were-
99 Red Balloons?
I don't even know what that is.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
The song.
It was just, I don't know. At the time, I didn't even know what a decibel was, so I didn't even understand the band name. Someone else in the band came up with it. But yeah, it was 99 decibels, which is supposed to be loud, I guess. And we were like, we had a couple of our own songs, but for the most part, we were trying to play like MXPX songs and Blink-182 and things
Yeah.
like that. We were just like kind of learning how to play instruments together.
As you go.
And I don't know that we ever actually played any shows. I know we played in people's backyards and stuff, but I don't think we actually we were.
Those are shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were like, to me, like a show is minimally like a VFW. I don't even think we made it to that
Fucking
point.
rock star, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. And then I like played after that, like I wasn't really playing a lot of music. I really was just heavily focusing on skateboarding. And then eventually I started playing in a Christian band, which was interesting because like I wasn't religious, but I just started playing in a Christian band with my friend Jim and his friend. He had two friends, a friend named Ricky and a friend named Nate. And we played in this Christian band called Pierce My Hands, like in reference to
Wow.
the
Stigmata.
nails
Yeah.
that Jesus had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Very goth of you.
yes, so we did that for a little bit, and then after that, Jim and I started playing in a band called Dyron, which was like what I guess would describe as like an indie band, like kind of like a Franz Ferdinand type
Okay.
style thing. We were trying to be like,
Successful?
but also, what do you say?
Successful?
Yeah, something like that. We were trying to be like that, but also we were trying to also be like at the drive-in. So it was kind of like we were trying to be weird.
Yeah.
And then him and I, that band like sort of like dissolved, and then him and I started Therefore I Am.
Okay.
Out of that, and then Therefore I Am was the first like real band, like where we actually
Mature
were
band.
playing out, and the band got signed to Equal Vision. Like that was my first like real band. So that was kind of like the progression. So that was all probably between, I don't know, how old are you in middle school? I don't remember, like 12 or something.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
so between like 12 and like I think we started Therefore I Am when I was 19. So that was like the progression. And I also joined Vanna when I was 19 as well. I was playing in Therefore I Am and Vanna at the same time. And then Vanna got signed to Epitaph, and I quit Therefore I Am so that I could like try to have a music career.
Yeah, full-time Vanna.
Yeah.
When did Lions Lions happen?
So I quit Vanna. I played in Vanna from 2004 until 2008, and I quit. And then I started Lions Lions so I quit in like a very like hood manner. Like it was
Sure.
to be honest, it was like pretty crazy. So we were on tour. First of all, let me just give you a backstory.
I can't wait for
Right?
this.
So
personally.
give me just backstory about like my history. I grew up like your stereotypical black kid, okay? Single mom, like Section 8 housing, food stamps, WIC, domestic violence, like the whole
Everything.
thing. You name every single black stereotype, I was that. So my whole life as a kid, I never left Massachusetts. I never did anything so you got to remember, for me, I get a record deal. Like, dude, a record deal? Like this? Are you serious?
This is my ticket out of here.
I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the biggest thing to happen in my whole life. Epitaph Records, like, those were the bands we were learning their songs when I was 12 were on Epitaph. Like, So the guy, the owner of Epitaph is in Bad Religion. Like that guy called us. Was like, we want to work with you. I'm like, what? You're in Bad Religion. Why are you calling me? Like,
How'd you get my number?
Right. Yeah, seriously. And so this was like, to me, I was like,
Hold
I
on
was
to it
like,
for dear
this
life.
is like, I was like, I'm gonna be on MTV Cribs one day from Vanna. Like, you know what I mean? Like, totally delusional. And so, and those, I've always been straight edge, and nobody in Vanna is. So there was always a little bit of tension on tour because those guys were partying,
Yeah.
and like, I'm not. So like, I feel isolated, And then also I'm already feeling isolated because like I'm the only black guy. So it's like I'm just isolated. I'm still straight. I'm nothing like these people. I don't party. Like I barely even said swear words back then. Like I was like this like,
Straight lace.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't into anything. And so I always felt like
You just didn't mesh, but you were the
no,
guitar
I didn't.
player.
I just
yeah.
felt like what'd you say?
You didn't mesh, but you were filling that gap that they needed.
He wasn't the guitar player.
I played
Oh, no.
I played drums in band.
Oh,
Guitar
drums.
and-
Got it.
regardless.
Okay.
And Lions,
Yeah.
Lions, right?
Yeah, Guitar and Lions Lions. So, so we were doing all this cool stuff. We were going on tour with all of our like favorite bands. Like we went on tour with From First to Last. We were big From First to Last fans. We went on tour with like, all the bands that like we were supposed to be playing with. Like we got to play with. We got to play shows with like Every Time I Die and like
Sick.
cool bands like the Black Dahlia Murder and like See You Next Tuesday and the Number 12 Looks Like You, like all these bands, the Chariot.
What a fucking era.
Yeah.
Like, dude, these were bands that we were like
The Walk of
look-
Fame Victory records.
Yeah, dude, we like got to play with all these cool bands that like, and it was like we were taking it really seriously and like basically we ended up we were in New Orleans in like so wild to go full circle back to Boys Like Girls again. We randomly met up with Boys Like Girls in New Orleans, and they were already at that time
Big.
a way bigger band than Vanna. Like they were
They
like,
were mainstream,
huge,
yeah.
right? They had like songs on the radio and stuff.
They played the New Year's Eve
like
show.
I was like I was like shocked that they even continued to be our friends. Like I figured they would have just been like, who are you? Like
Blow up and pretend I don't know
right.
nobody.
I just straight up like I legit was like, oh, they still know us. That's cool. So we went because they had a tour bus. We were still in a van, So like we went and hung out with them on their tour bus, and my whole crew just got wasted. And we had a show the next day in Florida, and New Orleans and Florida are not that close to each other. It's like a pretty big drive.
I was waiting for this.
Yep. And so we go to a hotel, and I'm like thinking about the show because I'm sober and I'm on tour. Bro, on tour? That's crazy. I never thought I would be on tour. That's an
Yeah.
insane thing to even be able to say for like, like a
Most people.
right. Like, like someone asked your band to drive around the country and play songs. That doesn't even make sense. So like, again, I'm like, this is really important to me. Mind you, guitar is my primary instrument. So also I'm playing like borderline a foreign instrument. And so I'm like really like, I got signed in a band for an instrument that I'm like kind of pretending to play. Like this is sick. Right. So, yeah. So like all of this is like big coincidences and I like really cared about it. And so they all got wasted and some people got sicker than others and they were like, hey, we have to stay here overnight. And I'm like, we're so far away from the show tomorrow. The show was like in Orlando or something.
Not gonna make it.
I was like, if we don't leave now, we're not going to make it. I was like, so I'm sober. Why don't you guys all just lay down and let me drive? And they're like, no, everybody's too sick to like be in a moving vehicle. We're gonna stay here.
I'd have
Like,
tripped
we
the
might,
fuck out.
bro.
Truly.
I was like, I'm like, you guys are messing with my career. I was like,
Yeah.
you guys are not taking this seriously. And like, it was just a switch. And I just went in the trailer and I got my backpack and I just walked away. Like, yeah, actually, there was some crazy stuff that happened before that I forgot. Let me go backwards. So everyone at one point was in the van, and because they were in there, I was like, oh, they're trapped. There's nothing they can do.
Shut
so I
it.
started driving. And I didn't know this, but our tour manager was, like the van doors, like, it's like if I'm driving, the van doors on that side that opens up, like the two doors that open like that. He was hanging halfway out of the van, puking,
Hell
which
yeah.
I didn't know. I wouldn't have driven away.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
want to kill my friend. So they start screaming at me, and I think they're just screaming because they're mad that I'm leaving,
Yeah.
but I'm killing someone. So Evan dives forward and
In the
just,
process of killing.
I'm like I'm trying to murder my friend unknowingly. And literally his body was, luckily it wasn't driving fast, but his body was lit, and he swung his body. I don't know if you
I was waiting for it. Fuck! You beat me to
I
it.
had to do it. I had to do it.
Had him in the full Nelson.
So like literally his hands, because he was like puking and like sick, his hands were just dragging on the ground as I was driving away. And so Evan, our guitar player, like dove forward and grabbed the shifter and put while I was driving, just put it into park, and it made this horrendous sound. Like, you're gonna kill him, and I was like, kill who?
Kill the
I was like,
transmission.
kill who? I was like, and so yeah, and that was my breaking point, because then I also now felt guilty because I didn't know that I was doing that, and so I hop out and I just like went in the trailer and I got my bag. And I walked away. I actually was not planning on quitting the band. I actually just was like, I need to take a cooler. Like I need to take a walk to cool off. And I walked like a mile, and I just like and it was like really like it was New Orleans, so it's like this is after Hurricane Katrina. So
Yeah.
the place looked like the apocalypse, you know, like, and I'm just like it's like a movie scene at this point. It's like, oh, my band just like I got in a fight with the band. I'm trying to kill our tour manager, who's like one of my best friends. I'm like just frustrated, and I just started walking, and then I just like I ended up walking into like downtown, and I the sun came up, like the day started, and like this is like a long time ago, so I'm like I have like a Boost mobile phone, like this is before like, you know,
Where
like
you at?
Yeah, exactly. So they're like I getting all the texts, and I'm like, I'm not responding to this. Put my phone back in my pocket. I go to the movies. I saw Juno. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Juno.
Yeah.
but that's just what was
Michael
playing.
Cera, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw Juno, and by myself. The theater was empty. I was in there alone in a full movie theater.
Sounds great.
At like 11 a.m. alone.
Ideal way to see a film. Truly.
I watched Juno while my phone blew up the whole entire time while I ignored it. And they were like, dude, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? We're about to leave. We're about to leave. Blah, blah, blah. I just never responded. And then eventually I think I called my mother, and I was like, hey, do we have because black people just always have family in the South? For some, I don't know, probably because slavery. Okay.
For some reason.
So for some reason,
Damn.
slavery. And so legit, I just call my mom stereotypically, and I'm like, hey, do we have any family in the South? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, can you put me in touch with them? And I met up with some distant cousin of mine that I'd never met. His name's Lamar. Plays the saxophone. He's the man. And I just went to his house and was like, hey, I'm your cousin, I think. And I was like, can I use
We could be wrong.
Yeah, I was like, maybe. And he was like, yeah, no, I've seen pictures of you before. I was like, okay, cool. I've never seen you or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
You must not be that good at saxophone.
yeah, I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, and while I was there at his house, I started calling people from home, trying to start a new band before I even knew how I was even getting home. I called my friend Kayum. I called my friend Van, who ended up being in Lions Lions. And it was funny because I didn't even know. He wasn't even my friend. He was just an Asian kid that I had seen. I saw a YouTube video of him playing guitar like a year prior. And I was like, it was like a mental note. I was like, I like how that kid plays. And I just remembered it. And so I called other people. I was like, does anybody know that Asian kid Van? Because he worked at the Palladium and stuff. I knew somebody had to know him.
Yeah.
And so somebody gave me his number. They knew him through track. He did track in high school. So somebody I knew randomly was like, oh yeah, I did track with him. I can get you his number. And so I call him and I was like, hey man, my name.
I was in Vanna.
I was like, my name's Brandon. I was like, I played in Vanna, and he was like, no, I'm a fan of the band.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I know who you are. And I was like, yeah, I know this is going to sound weird, but I just quit the band and I like want to start a new band and I want to play guitar because that's like what I actually do, you know? So like, because the whole time that I was in Vanna, in my mind, I always felt like I was at a disadvantage because it wasn't my primary instrument.
Yeah.
And so like, I kind of always in the back of my head, it was like, I kind of want to play guitar. Like I kind of feel like imposter syndrome here. So, not that I'm that great at guitar. Like, as we went over, I don't even play it. I just spin in circles. So,
Got him.
whatever, right? So, like, Van's like, what? Like, he's like, what are you, like, you quit Vanna? Like,
why would you do that?
Like, why would you do, exactly, for the same reasons of what I thought. Like, you had this opportunity. Like, I'm like, because they're not taking it seriously. I was like, and I care, because I got signed in the band, I kind of had this, like, ego that it's like, if I did it once, I can do it again. And I did. Started Lions Lions.
Consistently.
We got signed to Century Media Records, which is just as big of a label as Epitaph.
Huge.
So I was like, no, I was like, if I got signed with these like random white people, then I'll get signed. I'll get signed again. I was like, I don't need them, and I did. Like straight up, I went home. I started playing music with Van. We wrote the first Lions Lions EP, just the two of us. Eventually, we got Danny Poulin involved, and he became the singer. We started collecting members. And we started touring, you know, and I used my Vanna coattails to get my opportunities for Lions Lions. Because that's, you know, how that works. Like, you're like, oh, this guy from this. And they're like, oh, I have to like that because I like
members of
exactly. And it's like crazy how that these days it doesn't really matter as much. But in those early 2000s, if you said that you were in something, they're like, oh, well, we got to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
he was in this, you know. I used it for everything. Like we got an endorsement through Orange just because I said that I was in Vanna and we toured with From First to Last, who was endorsed by Orange. And the guy, that was enough for the guy to be like, oh, okay, then yeah, we'll give you guys a deal too. I was like, okay,
sick.
So you just name dropping just got you really far back then.
I went to see Vanna at the Palladium, and you guys were playing with them.
Oh, really?
In like 2009.
Yeah.
Valen.
But
And
shout out
Valen.
oh,
shout
wow.
out Valen.
I don't think you
that's
played
OG.
that show.
No. I quit in 2008, so I wouldn't have been
No,
there.
Lions played
Oh,
too.
sure, yeah. That was another interesting thing too. Is obviously because of the like insane way in which I quit the band, I was not friends with those guys for like a while because I abandoned them in the middle of nowhere. They had to call. They had to call people to. They had to call somebody to come and play drums and finish the tour. Which is funny because that guy, his name's Ryan Seaman. He's actually one of my really good friends now. So it's funny that they called him to like come and fill in for me for the rest of the tour.
Fill in for your fuck up.
Of course, yeah. They were like, this dude, Brandon abandoned us in the South. He's at somebody's house who plays saxophone.
He quit to go hang out with his weird cousin. Yeah,
exactly. And so, eventually I made it back to Boston. I don't even remember. I know I took a bus. Maybe I took a plane too, but I know I took a bus from Lamar's house to somewhere. And then eventually I made it back to Boston, and nobody believed that I quit Vanna. They're like, you would never do that. I'm like, dude, I quit. And then eventually it was like on some websites, like, oh, like drummer Vanna quits, blah, 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 blah. And it was funny because I called this dude, Chris, who was playing in a band called the Jonavale at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember them?
Yep.
So the Jonavale, they were like from like New Hampshire, Northern Mass area. I called Chris. I was like, hey, dude, I started this new band. We don't have a name yet. And I was like, we need a drummer. And he was like, dude. And Chris was like, not to be weird, but Vanna asked me to replace you. So I'm already like doing that. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. I was like, well, good luck.
Fuck you, Dan.
Yeah. Like, I was like, no, that's dope. Like, that's cool. I like, I was like, no hard feelings.
I didn't want you anyway.
Exactly. Like, it's like, yeah, exactly.
I was just testing.
Yeah. My second choice.
Yeah, exactly. So Chris went to do Vanna and, whatever. And, and then we started Lions Lions, and like we got a lot of really cool tours. We did a lot of cool things. We went to Japan. My first time ever going to Japan was with Lions Lions. My first tour playing in Europe was with Lions Lions. My first time going to Europe as a human, I was working for Every Time I Die, which was still cool. Like it was just like a cool experience to like be a guitar tech for one of my favorite bands, and they took me to Europe. So like I never even went to Europe with Vanna. Like I quit the band before the band got to that point. But yeah, so it was kind of crazy. And then eventually throughout Lions starting and building momentum and whatever, at a certain point, I don't remember exactly, but at some point I had to have had some sort of conversation with the Vanna guys because the very first Lions show was with Vanna. And so there's no way I would have agreed to that if I wasn't friends with them again.
Yeah.
You know, so
the conversation
somehow,
must have had.
yeah, I don't remember how it happened. Maybe we just let it go, or I don't know, but something, you know, something happened, and it was, they were obviously a bigger band than us. So they headlined, which means it was their choice to have us on the show. So if they chose to have me there, clearly the beef was over. And then we played with Vanna all the time. And I would even like sometimes come up and play like the end of their set, you know, like, because obviously I had been in the band for a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, so then things became just kind of normal.
Yeah.
But Lions became like the band that I was trying to like do something with.
Right.
You know? So,
Fucking
yeah.
small world.
I know.
like-
It's like, yeah, it's all connected and it's an interesting.
When you play music, it's kind of just every member plays for every band. You know?
Dude, seriously.
Especially if you play drums.
Oh, yeah.
just learn
Yeah,
bass.
drummers are in every band.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was that? That
I'm
good?
trying to get the Coke
Really?
Zero sponsorship. So,
Mm.
which
Wha-
is this on film right now? Can
Can
we
be.
pan to me? Coke Zero. Let me get some money for my skate park, and let me just get more Coke Zeros so I can just drink them.
Send some Coke Heavy,
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks.
While you're at it. Surprised, like, because Tony Hawk's doing so much to, like, build skate park type stuff. He even, like, helped build the one here in Leominster.
Yeah, I
So-
think he might have even helped build the one that you guys went to the Haywire show at.
Yeah.
I think Tony Hawk had something to do with that.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a laundry list of people trying to get help for it,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
So, did you apply to any grants like that?
I did. I applied to the Tony Hawk one, but I never heard back.
Hmm.
You know,
Racism.
of course.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk hates me.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah,
we have
he
issues.
hates me.
Yeah.
He wants me to fail. So
Yeah. So zero help, all from the ground up.
yeah.
Good to go.
Zero also hates me as well.
Yeah.
Zero. Any skateboard brands that don't hate you that could
I
help
don't
you?
know. I would assume that Stevie Williams must like me. I would assume that Kareem Campbell must like me. You know what I mean?
Specifically.
Specifically those two people.
Terry Kennedy.
I was just, you
Yeah.
already got you got to it before me.
Oh, wait. Chad Muska. Chad Muska.
Wow.
Cultured.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh man, I was like, I really wanted to say Terry Kennedy. I was like, damn it, he
He
got
just
to
got
it.
out, dude. He's
Did
free.
he?
I think he just got free.
Really?
Yeah. Or
Wow.
they're talking about it. It's like soon.
I think I did hear something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like seeing Bam skate again? Because I do.
Yeah, I mean, I was never like a Bam super fan. I never like hated
Yeah.
him, but I was kind of just like, oh, cool, yeah, Bam Margera. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
He's one of those people that's kind of like Andy Anderson, not in skill, but in creativity.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
weird, you know.
My like gripe with Bam is he was a phenomenal skateboarder, but he didn't take himself seriously. And it kind of bummed me out because he would do tricks that
That are-
other pros couldn't do, but then he would put himself in a shopping cart and crash into a bush. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself and ruin your career.
He's
like,
one of the few people that did the fucking loop too.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, it always made me really like sad as a young person that like would see him because when they would show just skating and it wasn't like CKY
It's
or like
good.
Jackass stuff, he was like really like very gifted. Dude, I just saw a clip of him like literally the other day, like him this year doing like a crazy feeble grind at the Tampa Park, like long, like it balanced, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, he still has it, you know?
He has a flow about him that, like, so like people like Bam, Mike V, Andy Anderson, Mullen, people that skate different.
Yeah.
They have like a flow about them that's like just captivating to watch. So Bam on a mini ramp or Bam at FDR. Really.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he uses the terrain kind of like Andy Anderson
Yeah.
in a way that other pros just either don't even care to or like
Yeah.
just won't. Like he's doing fucking power ollie drop-ins on straight downs, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I always thought it was cool. So when I see him skate now, it's just like the 17-year-old in me is like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, and I think he's like on some sort of like rehabilitation journey as well, which is
Yeah.
like beautiful to see. Because a lot of times when you don't see those guys around, it is because like something went wrong.
yeah. Well, for damn sure.
So
He never. I don't think he had a chance. Like maybe he had genetic issues and pushed him that way. But he became a rock star so fast.
Oh yeah.
That like, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, he was on, national television with his own show, beating up his dad, and like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, they built a skate park in the house, like
Painted everything blue.
Dude,
Sick.
like
Hey, what's your favorite color? Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of blue?
Like they just, I just feel like them allowing him to just have free reign to just be an insane person. I don't think it was helping him.
It was a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, they were just giving him money and like, hey, go nuts.
Well, he was trying to keep up with Billy Vallow too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that dude's like an anorexic alcoholic too.
Sure.
So I think that I remember reading something, not reading, what the fuck, YouTubing something where Bam he was like anorexic, living on Ben and Jerry's and whatever alcohol he was drinking, and he just looked like fucking bad. Like there's pictures of them over in Transylvania.
Yeah.
Where the fuck they hang out.
Yeah.
And they just both look emaciated.
Oh,
you
sure.
know? It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then the Ryan dying just set him over the edge.
Oh yeah, that must have been so.
He was
tragic.
crashing out before that, though.
Yeah.
Steve-O just talked about it.
Okay.
Steve-O just talked about it on, who did Steve-O go on? Maybe Danny Jones? I don't know if you guys listen to Danny Jones' podcast, but Steve-O was just talking about it. He's like, yeah, the Dunn thing definitely was bad and didn't help, but he had multiple interventions before that. That Dunn was at. So,
Oh, okay.
but
It was just everything all together and just spiraled for how long now? How long has Dunn been?
I hate Mike V and Black Flag. How do you feel?
I don't really have an opinion on it. I was never a Black Flag fan. Like that's
No,
not,
but it should be with Rollins.
yeah. I mean,
Like-
I just feel like Henry Rollins is like a legitimate like celebrity. So he's not just gonna. I just feel like he's not gonna be in that band. Like he's like, dude, he's in movies. He's in like movies with Will Smith. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
But that doesn't.
he's like somewhere else in
Yeah.
life.
Shouldn't really
like,
matter. you
I-
know?
I
if he
get that.
cares about punk, or
I get
anything
that.
at all, but-
I just think he just like outgrew that. I
He's
think
at
he
a different
just-
point of his life.
That's what I
yeah.
mean. Like, you know what I mean? I think like if he was to do, like if he was to play in that band, I feel like for him, he would just be like, like this is what I used to do. Like, what,
No, I know, but
you know
that's what I
mean?
think would have made it like when they played This Is Hardcore and I found out it was Mike V. I didn't even go in and watch
Wow.
because I didn't care
Of course.
because it's not one, it's bad arguably, but
Okay.
two, it's not the same. Like the thing I would have found cool about it is Rollins being like, "Yo, I'm this guy now.
Sure.
Let me go do the hardcore thing."
Yeah.
That's what would have made it cool.
Yeah.
You know? And it still probably would have been maybe the same quality.
Yeah.
But it would have been like, it's like seeing the Misfits with Danzig. I don't like Danzig. I like Graves.
Okay.
But I'm going to go see Danzig.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. No, I get it. I definitely get like where you're coming from. Yeah.
Graves forever.
I don't know Henry Rollins, but I just feel
Oh,
like
no, me either.
I just feel like he's just probably just like, yeah, like I mean, I quit the band for a reason. Like, that's just, I mean, who knows?
I wonder if they asked him.
Yeah.
I could
don't
probably
even
I
know-
could very easily
yeah.
get to the bottom of that.
Sure.
I don't,
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea, I don't even know like what his like relationship with those guys still is.
It might not even be the same guys. It might be like one
I know,
guitar
that's what I'm
player.
saying. Like, I mean, a band like that, it's like they've been around for so long. It's like who even knows like what the, how that is.
Yeah. So, Ngulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, we're doing that. That.
All-star
is-
lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. That kind of like.
You did Kumi mad dirty.
What do you mean?
You put him in a music video while tracking the first
What do you mean
time.
while tracking?
That was the first time he was playing those songs. He said
It was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
he's good.
It's the issue there, which was like, because that was news to me, right?
Oh.
He shows up at my house, and I'm like, all right, like telling him the deal, and he looks super confused.
No, that's just him.
Okay. Oh no, I figured that out as well. He's definitely on the spectrum. Okay. No disrespect,
Shout out Kumi.
but like for sure, like there was definitely like I'm like okay, I figured that out like within 2 seconds. I'm like okay, yep, you're not giving me direct eye contact. Like I understand what's going on. I know how to deal with you kind of people. I got you. Made him very comfortable. And then I was like cool. And as I started explaining more things, he was just like, oh dude, like I thought we were jamming. Like I thought Brock, the way that Brock explained it to me was
and there's your sign.
yeah. He's like the way that Brock explained this to me was I was coming here to like play the songs live, like with you guys and like learn it. And I was like, oh no, we're shooting content. And he's like, okay, well then I like need to listen to the song more. I'm like, feel free. So I set him up and gave him headphones, and he listened and he like learned the song.
Yeah, he can tism it out pretty fast. Yeah,
totally. So it was fine. Yeah, that wasn't intentional. If I had known in advance that there was a disconnect there, I would have fixed it. But,
I was just kidding.
Yeah,
I was just fucking with you.
No, but that was a real adjustment that I had to make because, you know, whatever happened between him and Brock, they were not clear on what happened. You know, like it just wasn't communicated to him what we were actually doing. You know, so I kind of felt bad. I was like, damn, dude, like, yeah, like you're gonna be like on the internet, like shown, like playing the songs, you know. So, but he did a good job.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool.
For him not knowing what was happening.
Sure. You know?
I mean, he also could have just bullshitted a fucking if
Absolutely.
he had to. You know what I mean? Like, like that's in the song.
Yeah.
I know that. You know.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah. So that project's fun. Brock has been wanting to do a band for a really long time, and I think it's just one of those things where I think he just needed to find the right people, and also like all of our friends, like just our friends group in general, like everyone's like kind of jam packed with stuff already. So there wasn't it, and so am I. You know, I'm already in 14 bands, so it's like
I thought the original drummer was in Texas. In Gulu, wasn't it? Texas Mike.
No. So the first person that we were gonna have play drums was Mo, and Mo is the drummer of Shai Halud.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh,
So we asked Mo, and it just ended up like his schedule was just ended up being too much for him to be able. And he lives in like the New York, New Jersey line, so that's like 4 hours away from where we're at, and it just ended up being a situation where he was like, yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be able to commit to this because it's just I'm already doing other bands and. To be able to travel to Massachusetts to work with you guys and whatever. Yeah. So it just didn't work out. And then Brock like suggested Kumi, like, I actually, that was my first time meeting him. I didn't know him. And not only did I not know him, I've never even seen that person before.
Oh, he's in like almost every band, right?
But I didn't know that. Yeah. So he showed up at my house and I was like, yeah, I've never even seen this human, so, and I think he's young too.
He is. He's 20s.
Yeah.
20s.
So it's like, because I'm not a pedophile, I don't really know a lot of young
He's
people.
in my band, you dick.
Hey,
but fuck off.
Hey,
you might have to.
Hey,
are you checking IDs over there? Because I don't really do the youngins. Like I'm old, so I stick.
I'm
to
old
my,
school.
I stick to my age range. You know, I saw this like
big talk from a dude that was in Vanna and Lions Lions.
Listen.
Want to talk Warped Tour?
Yeah, I know, right? Big talk for a guy who just played Warped Tour 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. But, yeah, Kumi's the man. He was cool. I got to know him. Obviously, we spent hours together at my house shooting content. So
Due to the circumference of his head.
Yeah.
that killed me when we were talking about that. Kumi's in Risk. He's in... Should we have fucking Kumi on? Have the most awkward combo. He's in Risk, Hard Cash, Gulu. Fuck, what else, dude? Whatever.
Yeah. So, basically that project kind of started. It started out of originally, like, before it turned into what it turned into, it was me, Brock, and Tyler from Black My Heart. We started writing together, and then Tyler and his wife had a baby, so he kind of was like, well, I have to go be a dad. So then it was like, got deduced down to just me and Brock, and it was like, I just was like, okay, well, let's just do our own thing. It's cooler because we're just black now. Like Tyler's black at heart, black my heart. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
visually, it doesn't work out.
Yeah. Well, old school Tyler was very convincing. He had the tall tees. He was a wigger. You know what I mean? So he fit the part back in the day. But now Tyler, as an adult, dresses like a normal person. So
when did Cambodians become black? I'm just curious.
Oh, interesting.
When did that happen?
Yeah. So what? So here's the thing about that.
You got the token Cambodian
Well,
bassist.
that's the issue with the Cambodian and in general is like we just set our expectations too high, and there weren't enough blacks for us to like complete like.
Are you gonna sit here and tell me you couldn't find a black bassist?
Like,
you gonna
dude.
sit here and tell me that?
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. Like that one that wanted to commit to the project, no. Black people have commitment issues. You know what I mean? Like we don't stick around. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah. So we had to like have a serious discussion. We're like, okay, well, if we can't be all black, then like let's be all minorities. You know, that's the next best thing. If we just need to gatekeep white people like out of it.
Yeah,
So,
pull a Zulu
you
and
don't
charge more.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Oh my
Fucking
gosh.
God.
Zulu. Holy smokes.
Respectfully, made y'all look hella bad.
Oh my god, dude.
Anyway.
Yeah. So then whatever. Brock and I just started writing and putting stuff together, and we've been doing it at the capacity that we can. Obviously, I'm really busy with the skate park and playing music. Brock does literally everything. He's a firefighter and like a Muay Thai guy and a jiu-jitsu guy, and he ties up women and is a sex guy and is goth and like
He's goth.
sings in Haywire sometimes and sings in CMI sometimes and wears boots and is a skinhead and is black, and he just has so many. Oh, also is the Silver Surfer. Like, bro, like there's like a skateboards. Like a lot of people don't know this. Brock actually plays drums and is like quite good at drums. Like he just has all these like hidden
talents.
Yeah, he's just doing all this. He's an EMT. Like he's
He was the
he's
Walking
a
Dead.
medic.
At Back to School Jam, he was fucking The Walking Dead because he had done a 24-hour
Sure.
shift. Came to do the punk rock thing. Dude, first of all, I got a gripe. If you pussy loser punk rock kids don't stop coming over to the EMT tent getting Band-Aids for cuts, what the fuck? Put some dirt in it. What the fuck? Dude, people were coming over. Yeah, my elbow got scraped up.
Oh my.
Fuck you.
goodness.
How about that?
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah, man.
Like, not real injuries. I know it
Yeah.
sounds like a bit. No, like,
no,
not real injuries.
No, of
Yeah.
course, I know.
I got a boo-boo.
The whole, our whole, like, the world of, like, just concerts and stuff and shows now are just, it's so different than it was back in the day. It's so weird. It's so, like,
It'll explode and it'll
yeah.
wean down again.
I
soon
hope
enough.
so. I hope it goes back to normal. People are,
Because
like,
everything is out there now.
people are just upset about everything.
Yeah.
Like, people get upset at people moshing now. I'm like, why'd you go to the show?
I actually think people get upset about it less.
Really?
Like, people on the internet are talking shit about it, but those are,
Yes.
like, the people that are still, they don't go to shows anyway. But,
Sure.
like, the actual, like, show, when's the last time you saw a mosh fight, dude? Like
Yeah.
a real one.
Yeah,
Like
sure,
a fucking
sure,
real one.
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, 10 people of assorted
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
are fighting, and now
Yeah.
security is getting involved, and now
Right.
security is getting fought, and now the whole room is. When was the last time that happened?
You know, I totally.
So I
agree.
think it's actually more acceptable now, and that's because people want to at themselves and hashtag themselves
Sure.
and fucking like. There's girls that are doing it. There's like one pretty famous girl that's like doing it, and it's like there's a couple of dudes that are like tagging themselves in like, what is it? Not a push pit videos or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I get it. People are doing stuff and whatever, and if somebody tags you, like it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But like, moshing isn't cool.
Sure.
When you're over the age of like low 20s.
Yeah.
It's something you do and you move on.
Yeah.
You don't talk about it. You know, it's like Fight Club.
Yeah. Moshing is, to be honest, has always been something that you don't talk about because at the end of the day, it's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
fully retarded.
Like
Yeah.
think about
Looks bad.
Think about what you're doing.
Explain
all
it to someone who's never seen it.
Exactly.
Explain it to an alien.
Yeah.
Explain it to an alien.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
Interpretive dance.
it's ridiculous.
This is the laid to rest money set.
Yeah.
Bet.
You know, so it's like it's I mean, we all used to do it, and it's like it's the point where like I would even lie sometimes. People like back in the day, like in the early 2000s,
16 spin
people
kicks.
would literally say like, "Oh, do you mosh?" I'd be like, "No, that's retarded."
Yeah.
And then like, then I would do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Everybody was ashamed to admit
of course.
it.
Yeah, because it's like we looked like idiots.
No, it was
Yeah.
the other way. People, like, when there was no real internet about it, the lore about it was funny. So it was actually kind of funnier to talk about when you're a young kid. When you
Yeah.
fucking get older, like, I don't really know what the proper age is, but if you're 25 talking about moshing,
Yeah.
like, even this, we're pushing.
I know, right?
know?
Yeah, this,
So-
is, this is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now
It's wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
more accepted, and I think people are actually smashing the fuck
Okay.
out of people because they know it's on video, which
They
kind of
want-
takes
yeah.
away from it too.
Definitely.
If you don't have the risk of getting jumped, you
Yeah.
really is it the same? Like, damn,
Yeah.
all these dudes shouldn't be here,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna fucking run at them full speed and jump.
Yep.
I'm gonna see how that goes.
That is true. Yeah, that's funny.
You got out of Vanna at an interesting time in their career.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got to be out of Vanna for the times where people didn't like the band that much. And then I got to rejoin when people liked the band.
It was the best times.
I'm good with marketing, and PR.
Yeah.
It's ebbs and flows.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I saw the Vanna charts, and I was like, okay, now it's time to get back.
Time to quit.
Yep, it's time to quit here at a low point.
Hey guys, my bad. I play
Yeah,
drums.
Exactly.
And hey, listen, not for nothing. 2025.
Yeah.
I'm a black guy.
Exactly. You need me.
You need me.
That's awesome. All right, so why don't we wrap this up? Why don't you plug the skate park and the funds and everything we're doing? Anything else you want to
Yeah.
do?
What's the format supposed to be like? Like, what do
There is no,
No,
format,
just talk.
like,
Just say what you need, like what you're working on, like whatever. How do we support the skate park and stuff like that?
give Brendan money now.
Yeah, so basically, Lighthouse Skatepark, first and foremost, follow us on Instagram. It's just at Lighthouse Skatepark. Nice and easy. We're the only ones called that, oddly enough. You would think there might be something else, but there's not.
How'd you come up with the name?
It wasn't. It was the guy, Ben.
Oh.
He had it before me. And
Oh.
and I actually, to be honest with you, I felt a little disrespectful changing the name. A lot of people, I think, would have bought the business and just turned it into Davis Skate Park. But, like,
That's
I
not
just-
as cool.
I was
Doesn't
just
sound
like,
cool.
nah. I was like, this
No.
guy started something cool, and I want to keep it going, like,
Yeah.
under that name. And people know it as that, so I didn't feel a reason to change it. So that's why it's called Lighthouse. It actually has nothing to do with me. And, yeah, we are in Providence, Rhode Island. We're a nonprofit, so we survive pretty much solely off of donations and park admission and memberships. So, yeah, we are on Venmo and Cash App, and if you're interested in donating, you could just message us on Instagram, and we can link you to those things, and Zelle, whatever, PayPal, all the things. We got all the things. And
Are you going to do anything with the toy drive this year, maybe?
I've never been invited to, like, be involved in that, but
Well,
I would
no, I know that, but
love-
Back to School Jam had sponsorships and shit, so I
Sure.
imagine the toy drive might too.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
but-
I would love to get involved. That would be, yeah. Is that Nate?
Well, so L.A. is Nate.
Okay.
Here it'd be Austin.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking like I can hook it up. I can't. I'm thinking ahead here, and it's like
Yeah,
I
no, it's a
think,
great idea. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to even just use the skate park as a place that toys can be dropped off.
Yeah,
That would
whatever,
be
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. You know?
Or maybe like a, well, maybe not an after show, but you could do like a.
Like a Providence.
Yeah, Providence for the children, maybe,
I
or
would love-
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that could be super cool. That would be amazing.
No.
That would be really in line with, like, what we do anyway. So that would be, like, super cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. But that's my plug. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Yeah. You got
Like,
wood. You got metal.
Yeah, just
Screws, drop 'em off.
Honestly, go strip a house.
Yeah,
Copper,
that would be
lumber,
great.
Pull up.
What I need you guys to do is go to, like, corporate construction sites because it's insured and
Yep.
just rob it,
Yep.
and then give me all the stuff so we can give underprivileged children the ability to have a good time. You're basically just being Robin Hood, you know? So
that's-
you're robbing
That works.
the hood. So thank you.
And giving to
And
another
giving
hood.
to another hood. Yeah,
Robin Hood hood.
exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming,
awesome.
man.
Yeah,
See ya.
absolutely. Yeah.
Sweet.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that was fun.